start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel the neck.
Last week, we talked about Christopher Nolan's 2005, more gritty, realistic Batman Begins. This week, we're talking about the film widely considered the crown jewel in the trilogy. I am, of course, talking about The Dark Knight, released in 2008.
Then why do you want to kill me? I don't want to kill you.
Starring Christian Bale as Bruce Wayne / Batman, Heath Ledger, who died 6 months before the movie came out, as the Joker, Maggie Gyllenhaal replacing Katie Holmes as Rachel, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, Aaron Eckhart, Cillian Murphy, and Nestor Carbonell as the mayor. Gotham is still a crime-ridden hellscape, but not as bad as the first Blade Runner-inspired city in Batman Begins, along with a sequence that takes place in Hong Kong where Batman goes to forcibly extradite a shady businessman named Lau because the Chinese won't extradite a Chinese citizen to America. The Dark Knight was definitely the most hotly debated of Christopher Nolan's movies in terms of political themes, at least until Oppenheimer and now The Odyssey, with Batman beginning to have to reckon with the successes that the new DA, Harvey Dent, begins to have cleaning up Gotham, both as a legal professional rival who doesn't have to mask up, and Rachel's love interest. But also as he continues to deal with the institutional and bureaucratic rot inside of all the law enforcement bodies in Gotham City, from Harvey Dent's own office to the Gotham Police Department, and how much he can trust the sincerity of Harvey Dent and Jim Gordon as allies.
So which of you fine gentlemen would like to join our team? Oh, there's only one spot open right now, so we're gonna have tryouts.
When a new threat rears its head, the chaotic and nihilistic Joker, who forces all the organized criminals in Gotham to turn to him as an antidote to Batman. Ironically, the Joker is far more adept at killing criminals than Batman is, and they have no leverage over him at all. The mass arrest of 549 organized crime members at once by Harvey Dent shows the complete loss of control by organized crime in Gotham. Batman also has to deal with the ongoing problem of copycat Batmen running around trying to be mass vigilantes. One of the Joker's plans is to cause murder and chaos in the city until Batman turns himself into the police.
I need 10 minutes with the scene before your men contaminate it.
Us contaminated? It's because of you these guys are dead in
Who are still officially looking for him, as they consider him a vigilante breaking all the laws, even if it's criminals that he's acting against. It becomes harder and harder for Batman to keep wearing the mask, as all bloodshed is attributed to Batman not turning himself in by the Joker. And Bruce Wayne fears he doesn't have it in him to become the kind of ruthless figure who can stop a man like the Joker, begging the question, if law and order can only be achieved through ruthless, lawless ends, is it really worth it? Is that the only way one can change things? So much was happening in the year 2008 when The Dark Knight came out, the 2008 financial crash, and the noble end of the Bush administration, but also the election of Obama running on hope and change. As the first black president and hopefully someone who could deliver real change for everyday citizens, America definitely craved a hero after 8 years of corrupt, bloodthirsty administration. A movie that shows the rise of promise and then corruption and fall of a promising politician like Harvey Dent, and that also cries out for a singular heroic figure to be Gotham's White Knight, rising against the never-ending nihilistic, soul-crushing forces in Gotham City, was bound to be read as having deep political connotations for that exact moment in time.
I believe in Harvey Dent. I believe that on his watch, Gotham can feel a little safer, a little more optimistic.
The movie also paints the Joker as the archetype of the terrorist, who wants nothing but to sow violence and fear, divorced from politics, divorced from any semblance of what we consider logic, just existing to subvert the few good men and turn them bad. A very attractive statement to a country constantly fearing it's losing the war on terror, but not wanting to feel itself negotiating with terrorists and hoping for a singular figure who can rise above ideology and politics to save the country, even if they're hated for it.
They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Filmed in Hong Kong, England, and Chicago throughout 2007, even more than Batman Begins, The Dark Knight is seen as a template for one of the main types of new superhero movies, especially as it feels less like a superhero movie in the classic sense, and more like a crime flick with comic book characters. Heath Ledger's performance as the very terrifying version of the Joker, a character who had previously taken the whole clown prince thing very literally in terms of various interpretations, was praised and has become known possibly as the best interpretation of the character. Rather than being campy and over the top, Heath Ledger plays a really chaotic and psychopathic version of the character. As Alfred says about the Joker, some men just want to watch the world burn, highlighting the irrationality and nihilism of this interpretation of the character, as opposed to a person who gets involved in crime for material or personal benefit. Likewise, Aaron Eckhart plays Harvey Dent as a publicity-seeking but well-meaning public servant who curdles into something much darker and more nihilistic, going from a person Bruce Wayne begins to see as a possible candidate to replace him, but in a legitimate political way, something he's very clearly ambivalent about but ostensibly welcomes on the surface, leading to questions about what Bruce Wayne actually wants out of being Gotham's mass savior.
You're lucky.
lucky man. And he's not.
To a person totally consumed by the Joker's insanity and chaos after he's buried alive and Rachel is killed by the Joker.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss? Sir?
The Joker repeatedly tries to get Batman to break his one rule on killing the people he fights against, knowing that lack of a moral rule elevating Batman to a higher plane than the scum and villains of Gotham City is a necessary step to plunging everything into a complete chaos and nihilism.
Then that's the rule you'll have to break to know the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules.
The $185 million film allowed Christopher Nolan to showcase his love of practical effects over CGI effects and allowed Christopher Nolan to use IMAX cameras to shoot a major action film.
You love her?
Yes.
You ever imagine what it would be like to listen to her die?
Look, take it up with a Joker.
Before I introduce the panel, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Then hit that bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. Super chats are now open. If you have any pressing questions, send us a super chat, which helps me maintain the expenses for the show, which I am obligated by the rules of the Geneva Convention to stop everything and ask the panel. Another way to help us out is to become a patron and give us money every month. In exchange, you get access to all of our after parties, bonus content, and we'll tell you even more movies we watched recently. Patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. We have a Movie Night Extravaganza Discord. There's an invite link in the episode description, and we have a Letterboxd HQ account. So those are 2 more places to follow along with us. Our show gets simulcast, or if we're not on at regular time, played later on This Space. This Space is a working class independent media collective. YouTube.com/ThisSpaceTV. Subscribing really helps out, or even more, sharing content from This Space and encouraging others to do the same. By working together, we can break through the algorithm. Okay, let me introduce the illustrious panel. Conan Neutron is the co-host and senior producer for Movie Night Extravaganza, host of Protonic Reversal, an independent Film Critics of America film critic, and the frontman for the band Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends. Check out his music at neutronfriends.bandcamp.com. Kristina Oakes is a co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza, a streamer on Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, a host at This Space, hosting Kristina's Corner, and is across social media at Cosmopolitics and on Letterboxd at Kristina. Forrest and Kristina have a second show, The Absurdity Space, live on This Space on Wednesdays at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. FreddyG is a stand-up comedian who hosts the monthly stand-up show, Paid Protest Comedy, with Anders Lee and Kate Willett and Yanni Brown West, as well as doing content creation for Track APAC. I, of course, am your host who just wants to watch the world burn, Forrest Miller. Alfred, can I hear about more of what you did during the British colonial occupation of Burma? There's just some of the story that's not adding up.
There you go. There you go. Freddie, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
What's your first experience with The Dark Knight? But before I say that, I just want to caveat by saying I looked right before we went on air. This is listed as the number 22 movie of all time on Letterboxd and number 38 on IMDb. So
So it was in my top. Yeah. So I probably saw it in theaters. I mean, I saw it a lot before Dark Knight Rises came out. I hate Dark Knight Rises. I call it Rise. I don't like to associate with Dark Knight. And then I have seen it. Now this is my second time seeing it since Dark Knight Rises, but Rises kind of turned me off to it. It was probably in my top 20 of all time, and I'm now too woke. So I didn't like it at all. Then. I love the Joker. I always love the Joker. I love the chaos. I got a little anarchist in me. But yeah, Batman he's just a lot. This movie is just a well-funded advertisement for the deep state. And most of it is Batman looking at new weapons technologies, and I'm not into it. This movie to me is very 2007 because it was obviously made 2006, 2007. It came out early 2008. Yeah. But Obama's not informing yet, and the financial crash hadn't happened. The financial crash maybe affects the next movie a little bit.
Right. And what had happened, of course, at that point was the Patriot Act and all of the great things that the EFF were fighting against, which I was a part of. So I got to see this as a fully grown adult. And after having seen Batman Begins, like, wow, I'm so glad he begun. Can he do some stuff now? Which I do enjoy Batman Begins quite a bit, but it did unfortunately set that template of like, you know, hey, we get through a season of the show and then like, you know, they put the costume on the last episode. It's like, oh my God, can we just get to the
good stuff?
But Dark Knight, 2008, like it was like the surveillance state stuff. It was not as omnipresent as it is now. Again, people were more concerned about
shootings,
the government. Yes, but speak to my point, they were more concerned about the government spying on you, which was a serious concern, especially anything that basically was against the orthodoxy. Again, we didn't have these platforms to express ourselves. It was all very much a controlled media environment. But the thing about the Patriot Act isn't so much that the government was allowed access. Everyone's privacy became an outmoded concept that is a genie is never outside of the bottle. It just suddenly became corporations. Corporations had that as well. And that's been the problem that we've dealt with of our age since then. And just the idea that, why would you, I don't have anything to hide. Why would I even care about that? But we have Batman, and this is so very much a whole thing is an analog for the war on terror and for many of the things that were happening around that time. But yeah, the idea of like, when is it ethical to use these tools? Where's the line? Where's the dividing line? And of course, within the movie, we have the framework of like, oh, well, yeah, we've used it now, so we can get rid of it. And it's like, yeah, that would never, ever, 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 ever happen.
They get rid of flat cameras. They're not doing any of that shit now.
Never. There is no chance whatsoever it would ever be shut down. Which is why it's like, oh yeah, this is definitely a fantasy movie.
Yes.
So it's interesting to watch it. So much later. 18 years later. And like the idea of there being like any, he's not the CEO at the beginning of the movie or anything, but this is like someone to be ethical about this is like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Ethical billionaires exist. Just kidding.
Even the core of the movie is you die a hero, live to see yourself become the villain. That's based on them. They're talking about the Roman Empire and how there would be like strong men who would become emperor and then give up power. And just the whole thing is, I mean, back then I probably thought the Roman Empire was good. The Roman Empire was terrible. It had slavery. It colonized everybody. It just enriched a few guys at the top. And it's not. So yeah, we are the Roman Empire, and that's bad. And yeah, that kind of reframes the whole movie for me.
Well, and also we're fond of mentioning on the show when it comes up. It came up pretty recently because we did the Odyssey, so you get the Greek side of things before it becomes Ulysses.
Someone get these beggars out of here.
Yeah. But the idea that like the thing about the Romans is the Romans wrote the history, right? They wrote the history. And so therefore, like, why do what do people really know about the Vandals? Oh, well, that's a term that's used for vandals, people breaking things. Yeah, the Romans antagonized them for decades and provoked them. Like, hey, if you don't stop doing that, we're gonna have to respond. And then they did, and they sacked Rome. Like the Vandals. That means breaking things. And to this day, we think of that when you think of
breakers out of here.
When you think of barbarians, right? Like the Gaelic tribes and whatnot is way better as far as human rights concerns and equal rights to be in one of those barbarian tribes than it was to be in the Roman Empire. But Roman Empire wrote the history, right? And so that like leads to what we're doing now. But here's the thing, and we've done a lot of Nolan because like we did the Odyssey just recently. We've done Oppenheimer in the past. Doing these kind of order is interesting. The thing that's so funny about Nolan, he's really one of these guys like, oh, I'm not a political guy, and it's like,
no.
Well, you have like a position of being well off enough that I guess like that's not important to you, but it's like
you work with Cillian Murphy, who's for Free Palestine,
right? I have a theory, and the theory is that all of these like Oppenheimer, Odyssey, what have we done? We've changed the world, et cetera, is his cope for the glut of superhero movies and all the wrong lessons learned, the Snyderverse, et cetera, that largely occurred a little bit with Batman Begins, but mostly with this movie.
Can I give you my Oppenheimer take?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there's no Asian people in it. How are there no Asian people in that movie? The whole point is
that's a Nolan thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Asian people in this movie. There's no. It's just crazy. And he did meet Asian people at some point. He went to Japan and taught them something. The Japanese were willing to forgive. But yeah, you got to put an Asian person in them. If you're not going to show them all getting killed, which was terrible, and that would have been impactful, you're going to have to put an Asian person in the movie. Okay, I'm not. For needless diversity, but yeah, in the movie about a guy who killed a lot of Asian people, you got to put an Asian person in the movie.
And also too, he's also known for not writing women the greatest, Right,
yeah. But getting back to the political content of it all, I honestly do think that like when he's talking about like the Oppenheimer and Odyssey and like we have changed the world fundamentally and we must atone, I think he's talking about movies, and I think he feels like guilty about superhero movies, and I'm not kidding because I think he's that deep. Because I once heard someone say that like Tenet's like your dumbest friend's idea of a smart movie, and I like Tenet, but I couldn't stop laughing when I heard that. And
right, but the funniest,
I was gonna say there are ones I really like. I like Interstellar quite a bit. Like I think that there's stuff that is, but it's like, dude, again, is this really the number 22 movie of all time or the number 38 movie of all time? Okay, but anyway, yeah, go ahead, Freddie, please.
Yeah, funniest Nolan line in Tenet is at some point they realize the bad guy is trying to destroy the world, and there's one female character in the room, and she says, "Does that include my son?" Because she doesn't know her, and also she's not going to care because her only motivation is her son.
And there's a Twitter discourse about, there's no jokes or funny anything in Nolan films, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's a lot of bangers in those movies that are funny, unintentionally funny.
And
right. Well, that's the key point is he maybe not was writing comedy, but like,
Well, I think that there is there's some intentionally funny stuff in The Dark Knight, which is like one of them is just fat, like the fat guys in the Batman costumes where they're all wearing hockey pads, and they're like, "Oh, we'll also be mass vigilantes," and they're like, half of them.
I don't need your help.
Half of them have like machine guns or something that they got somewhere, like that they're trying to shoot it. They miss every single time, and I still find that sequence pretty funny when the guy just realizes the Batman hit him in the head, and he's like, "Wait, I'm on your side," like that guy.
But I also think that Nolan, like, I don't think Nolan was setting out to make a political movie. I think he's that clueless, frankly. And I say that as like, I like a lot of his movies, but I mean, it's, a lot of people like really latched on to a political, like, this validates my life ethos, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. I just thought it was a good superhero movie that was like vaguely Heat inspired,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no
the time I loved it
in the movie. Everyone's either a cop, a rich guy, or like just a cartoon villain. There's no working. At no point does any working people have any lines. Yeah, it's completely a movie of people you would never deal with.
Yeah.
Well, but it also is weird and we talked about this when we did Batman Begins, which I guess was last week. Holy crap, so much has happened since then. But like, it changed there. It's hard to describe this world that they're just when that movie came out, there just weren't superhero movies like that. There weren't any. A dark and gritty take on Batman. Oh my God, that's so crazy. And like now it's like, no, that's like everyone's default. Everyone's default is to do dark and gritty, like whatever. And we've seen these same kind of movies over and over again, these tropes over and over again. And so you have not just The Dark Knight, but you have Iron Man, of course, which starts the MCU. And you get this era that we're in now and which has turned into a hell that we cannot escape. That every once in a while we'll get some good food, but for the most part, people just like anything and have learned all the wrong lessons. And it's the same thing, like action movies, spy movies, et cetera, et cetera. This happens over and over again in history and genres. So people that act like it's something new, it's like, no, this is what we're dealing with now. Yeah. But there's always something that kind of causes that. And again, that goes back to my theory that I think that like, the Oppenheimer, the Odyssey, Zeus's law of it all. It's just like him, like sort of like internalizing and coping with what this movie largely created.
Yeah, well, there's like the kind of terrifying. I mean, people really got terrified by this when it happened, and like I feel like now it would just be people wouldn't even register it. But
because there was a mass shooting that happened at one of the showings.
Yeah, the guy dressed as the Joker, a guy who had seen the movie previously and realized like, oh, the Joker is just here to sow chaos. Got up and shot people in the movie theater and had like and then I think took himself out if I remember correctly, but I don't know. And so it's like that there was that moment, and I feel like now that might not even make the evening news. That
I mean, when the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix movie came out, they were like, oh, and nothing happened.
Which is so funny because first of all, and this is all fog of war, right? But they were shooting. That was the next movie. That was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
wow, that was the next movie. That was with Bane, and like. A far inferior movie. I think I think even Nolan would agree with that statement.
Yeah.
And that's going to be fascinating to cover that one. But like, yeah, I remember I went and saw in the theater after the Aurora shooting on a date, by the way.
You're right about it being 2012 that happened. See, it's all kind of fun
because I thought the same thing. The same thing, and then I was like, well, no, hold on. This came out in 2008. We weren't dating then, so like. Oh, I guess it must have been Dark Knight Rises. I looked it up. I was like, holy crap, it's 2012.
Well,
I would have sworn it was this movie.
I imagine like getting shot and then be like, the Joker's not even in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I got it on the first time I saw it. I don't think I saw it in the theaters. I was waiting for like the Blu-ray to come out and all that. You know, I remember where I was when it was announced that Heath Ledger had killed himself. I was like, oh my God, he's got this big movie coming out. He's the Joker. Oh my God. And unfortunately, that role brought out a lot of, I don't know, say demons, but like things that I guess got bubbled to the surface when doing the character. Because I think the rumor has it, like even Jack Nicholson was like, yo, this role, you know, kind of fucked me up for a minute or two, and playing the Joker, and the darker,
far more cartoonish than the Heath
yeah,
Ledger.
which is kind of, I'm like, really, that made you feel a little disturbed? Okay, Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stranger. Yeah, that really was me during COVID. That's how I feel. Yeah, it made us all stranger, and yeah, that definitely sticks with me.
Well, that whole sequence, like really throws you into it, like more than like anything, obviously in Batman Begins, but like you're just thrown into this thing of like it's just a bank heist. They don't even bother.
Oh, we're an hour into Heat, right? It's just like, oh, we're just going right. Okay, we're just doing it, you know. And I say that as a compliment. It like wastes no time getting going. 100%.
And each person, each person being the one that has to kill the next person, and then so like each person has their orders. Like and then there's that hilarious back and forth where it was like, he's like, well, it's the Joker. It's like, no, you're supposed to get killed by the bus driver. I'm supposed to kill you. And it's like, I have this whole sequence worked out. It's ordered chaos, and that like that really takes you into like this new version of Gotham City, because it's obviously a very different like it's aesthetic Gotham City, like the ones in Batman
yellow
cinematography. But the one in Batman Begins is obviously like very Blade Runner
inspired. They ditched the monorails after that last accident, which is like, all right, understood. I mean, I get why you would do that, but yeah, it's definitely more. It's an even more grounded reality than Batman Begins was, right? This is the layout of it may not be something we're immediately familiar with because it's not a quote unquote real city, but it's meant to feel even more like this could be happening in like whatever city you're living in or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And to great effect, because what you're doing, this isn't just an adaptation of The Dark Knight. I mean, this is an adaptation of like three different graphic novels. But then also like Nolan kind of doing his own take of it. But it's fascinating that there he is. Okay, I thought it's a Joker. He's in the chat, everybody. But it's interesting how unique it does feel. Even if if you do follow the comics, like it's a very Long Halloween is the other one that it's very it owes a lot to, especially the relationship between Batman and Commissioner Gordon and Harvey Dent. Because Harvey Dent, of course, this is it's arguably that Batman's like the third most important character. In the Dark Knight.
and the third like I don't know, like I feel kind of like Christian Bale's performance in it is even kind of underwhelming compared to, I mean, Aaron Eckhart's giving an amazing performance as Harvey Dent, just incredible throughout the entire movie, both as Harvey Dent and Two-Face later. Like he manages to give two very different performances within this movie,
and also like not knowing that's a Joker until he's like, and I'm like, you didn't know? I'm like, you couldn't tell.
Oh yeah, and there's two moments where really because I saw this in theaters when it first came out, like I think probably like the first week it came out. I went. I was 13, I think. I went with my dad and my brother, and we had like a family. Like I think my parents were just getting divorced, and it was like I was spending time with my dad. And my dad's thing was like, "Let's go see the new Batman movie," So it was like, so we went there, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so cool." And then I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And the two scenes that really stuck with me, it really like stuck out in my mind. So obviously, Harvey Dent turning his face, and then he has the Two-Face, like half of his face is just gone. It was kind of stolen, I think, a tiny bit by Breaking Bad with Gus Fring, but he has half of his body gone when the chair blows him up. Another amazing sequence. But like, and then on top of that, it's like right around that same time, the Joker walking out dressed as the nurse, walking out of the hospital. Exploding behind him. And those are the two moments of the movie, I think, more than anything else that really like stuck out to me, even like 18 years later or whatever.
Yeah, the Two-Face is a big difference because in the movie from the 90s that came when I was like maybe 10, Batman Forever. I mean, it's so cartoony. Tommy Lee Jones is like, oh yeah, he used to be a police guy, whatever. He's got like his face paint. He's got like women in different colors. It's all weird.
Yeah. It's more like Dick Tracy or something, right? It's like
exactly. Yeah, so the idea that half the face is just completely mutilated is really different. Yeah, and it is sort of a bridge between that old Batman movie and then, as you said, Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny because again, but let me get through this. So we talked about on Batman Begins, but like you had the Burton Batman that was amazing and like weird and crazy, and everyone liked it. And then the second Burton Batman, which the freaks liked and was not a huge hit. And then they decided to make it more quote unquote friendly, which led to the Val Kilmer one, and then unfortunately Batman and Robin. So the idea was that like that was like a bullet in the head of the franchise. There's no freaking way that we're ever going to be able to do Batman again. Like it's just like it's done. Like we hit the post on it. But when he did Batman Begins, which again was a different type of superhero movie, there was no movie like that at the time. That was like, oh, there's possibilities here to do something different. So to take that and build on it into this, which is a crime thriller, really at the heart of it, that also has all these fantastical elements. Just that's the thread that we're working with, right? Like it was, there was nothing quite like this too, because this was a blockbuster. But it's a Batman movie and it's serious, but it's awesome. And like, it's pretty thrilling and so on and so on. So I just wanted to reestablish that from what we talked about last week.
The choice, the aesthetic choice, like even just the colors he uses in this, like the blue, the kind of cool blue. I mean, you see it behind you. That for some reason, like feels like the aesthetic of the time in my head. Like whatever, any kind of footage you see of like, even like the Obama inauguration, like a year late, like that time period, it feels like that was a very extremely popular aesthetic filter, I guess, like a very cool blue, and everything was kind of tuned to that, and it was on purpose because it felt a lot more realistic and grounded, like that. Even just that color scheme, it's just like a color scheme that you encounter in life, trying to make it as naturalistic as possible, as opposed to like something more either noirish or a lot more like Blade Runner.
Yeah. But which is what the first one's more like. Real quick, by the way, because I looked up for edification, Snyder's Watchmen, which I think is like one of his best movies, it was the year after. So like that was like soon to come, and everything that came after that. But like there was the visual aesthetic looks different. It isn't that orangish, yellow, brown. Yeah. That was happening.
That Batman versus Superman movie was crazy because, like, how is a Batman movie confusing? That was the Watchmen one was good. Yeah. Also, it is weird that this movie I think came out right when Breaking Bad was starting too, which is weird. Yeah, everyone was just kind of Breaking Bad and becoming dark.
And from a larger perspective, the anti-hero was being in mainstream culture. The Sopranos was started it, but Breaking Bad like took it to the next level.
Yeah, so Sopranos had just ended, I think, too, in 2007.
Absolutely, yes, and again, it's weird to think about that being like a recent thing, right? Because it's been so mainstream in the culture. But the idea was that we can have things that are prestige, but that also ring home the elements that make it true or valuable to the culture, but also do something different with it. Because this Joker is messed up. There's never was a Joker which is hilarious because his whole origin is he was disfigured. But this one's like, no, he's literally disfigured.
Yeah.
Like actually,
and he has he tells 3 different stories throughout it.
About how it happened, right?
I got these scars.
Like 3 different stories of how he got these scars, because he is a person with no it is like the perfect representation of the archetypical terrorist. Like he has no there's no background to it. He doesn't even have fingerprints. When they're like, oh, we can't his fingerprint. They're like, we can't even find a match for the fingerprints. We can't find a match in our files. We can't find anything really. Which the Jack Nicholson one was clearly just Jack Nicholson, with a face full of makeup thrown onto him, and it's like, who is that guy? And it's like, you can't tell who that guy is.
Which seemed incredible at the time because compared to the Adam West Joker that was before, that was it was insane at the time. But
his mustache is gone. Whoa, it's
right. They just covered it up.
but the idea, of like, no, this is not camp. There's nothing camp about this. This is serious business. Now, again, how that lands now is a different conversation, but. There was opining that maybe the Joker's background is he was like a vet and he has PTSD and this and that. There's all the IMDb forums, by the way. That's what
the theories are just nuts.
Pages long of theories.
I remember correctly, and no, he had just killed himself. So very forward facing kind of use of Heath Ledger but there's the one scene where he doesn't really have makeup on, but he's dressed as the guy doing the bugling thing or whatever, like. Yeah. And that's his but you realize oh no, that's him, because you see him for 1 second.
It's so clearly him. Like you guys are just not looking that hard, I guess. It's like
but so you have that moment, right? And it's like you have that moment, and it's like in there I think they use that pretty, so that's, I think a lot of the vet stuff is like, well, he looked like he's clearly in uniform, he's using that to his advantage as a thing, and it's like that maybe he fell right out of that. By the way, when I was doing the intro, I was saying that by the end of the year, Obama had been elected.
Okay, let the record show.
but I feel like, but in my head at least, like maybe this is just this is a time that I'm like coming of some kind of political consciousness, right? Like a very a proto version of it, I guess. Like I'm not like I'm not at the point that I am now, but I had some kind of a political awareness, like for the first time in my life, pretty much. I mean, maybe not but like that I can remember, right? Like that I'm like very aware of, was like
Obama is two-faced, yeah. No,
he's Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, all that money, from Israel and from Goldman Sachs. And all that. Obama, it makes a lot of sense.
But it feels on multiple sides. Like America at that moment was kind of crying, like after this very corrupt, very kind of incestuous, I would say, administration that was kind of, they had their hand in every pot, and like in all these countries that they're at war with, but also kind of making deals with at the same time. Like it's now we're at we're kind of in the Bane version of that now. I feel like this is like but we're
no matter who.
but it felt like this is the moment that they're crying out for like this kind of hero, and that hero could come from either like the right or the left, and like left. Right. I mean, but like still like somebody like Obama, somebody like Obama that's coming out and saying like, oh, I'm gonna change this. We're gonna do war smarter, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna bring our boys back from Iraq, but like Afghanistan's my war. Like there's a different thing. Whereas I think the Bush administration had been like their version of conservatism was the cowboy conservatism, like the conservatism.
Yeah, of very much the Project for a New American Century, the whole neoconservative project, which credit where credit's due. Like McCain was a bloodthirsty in a completely different way, but like he's the one that like he would he stopped the person at his rally from like calling Obama a monkey or whatever it was at that moment in time, and there was still this idea of
Arab. He's a good man.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad he did that. That guy was still horrendous, and like all the way back to like the Keating Five. I mean, like the fact that like the media loved him is all wonderful and everything, but there was just at least this idea of, oh, you could still be kind of like apolitical, and it was nonsense to anyone paying attention, because again, I was a grown-ass man when I saw this movie. Grown-ass man. And I was like, the politics of this are like not something I want to think about too hard, but I did enjoy the movie.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Because I'm fucking Batman, man. Oh, I'm the one. I did it.
But it is.
I cursed first.
It's the wow. It's kind of the Obama political conceit that you need somebody to get us out of these problems that's above. It's not a thing that exists, but it's above ideology, above partisanship, which then they absolutely slayed him for 8 years. So
and they just like annihilated him.
Above partisanship, I guess, buddy. But but there's this thing that ideology no longer has to exist. Really, it's like we're kind of at the end of history. Where like our problems can be solved by technocratic governance. That's not like ideological. We need somebody just to solve their problems, not to have some kind of political movement behind them.
Yeah.
Which there's other hard lessons there. Freddie, do you have something for any of that? We're gonna get into the plot pretty soon. So if you ever want to, you want to tag on
this movie's just like, yes, we can. Yeah, spy on everybody.
Keep it concise.
Well, but it is also.
Oh, sorry.
I was real quick contextually, like the hope thing with Obama. Yeah. I cannot overstate how real that seemed, and then what an obvious farce it became almost immediately. But like, no, it felt like something momentous had happened at the time, and it sucks that it turned out the way that it did. But like, it is heartbreaking, frankly.
I mean, I don't think this is any kind of prescience or intelligence, political intelligence on the part of Christopher Nolan, but it really hits hard, that scene where you can't tell if Bruce Wayne's mocking Harvey Dent or not, when he's giving him the toast, and he's like, I really believe in this guy. This guy is gonna make real change, and it's gonna be optimism for Gotham City. And it feels that same kind of kind of a loaded, like in retrospect at least, loaded hope in that moment where it's like, oh, we're gonna really clean up this. If you take Gotham City, turning it into like the whole country, like we're gonna clean this country up. It's gonna be a lot better. And you can tell as like you can't really tell if you're kind of being talked down to, condescended to, or if this is like a genuine thing that somebody ends up just curdling pretty fast.
Yeah. So but it's like also it's interesting to me to see people's takes that are like a little younger than me, because I mean it was definitely, it hit different for me than it did for a lot of people, but in the way that like this movie is like venerated, and I'm like, The Dark Knight, huh? The Joker movie? Okay. Yeah,
See, I was more of a centrist back then, so I venerate. Yeah, I loved this movie. Yeah, this honestly, doing this pod has ruined this movie for me because I see now that the movie's not that good, and it's somewhat of just an episode of CSI. Half the movie CSI was big in that decade. A little bit of Minority.
Yes.
All the crime shows, Criminal Minds, I think was on too. And oof.
I really wish that I could have like disengaged enough to like have it be a 5-star movie for me. But like, look, man, we were like 6 years out from Patriot Act getting passed. Like the EFF was like a real thing with actual like activism going on. I was a part of all that, and like this was like, yeah, this is not fiction. This is our reality, and it's the idea of privacy becoming an outmoded concept. Which, guess what? That's where we're at now. The hellscape that we live now. Yeah.
But it's so funny now in retrospect. Which I mean, you like the tech people were kind of like the good. They were supposed to be, at least, right? Like the good liberal industry.
Government. Blah blah blah. We'll protect you.
Like,
give you privacy.
Well, they were just the ones more than anyone else that was behind Obama's like rise to power. Like Obama used social media in the most.
He really just didn't want a Netflix production. Yeah, you're right. that was the long game. The president.
Some men just want to watch the world burn. Some men just want a Netflix production.
Really, just
how much later is Iron Man? Iron Man is after
same year.
Right?
Iron Man had to been 2008 as well, right?
Oh, crazy!
Yeah, it's 2008. Yeah, I don't remember the Well, because I remember being like, I can't believe we've got it this good. At the time.
Cody, you really were like, yeah, we're back.
I was like, there's an Iron Man movie? Oh my God, that's insane. Okay.
With the guy who always said wanted to play Iron Man? What is this?
Robert Downey Jr., directed by Jon Favreau? Oh my God.
A couple decades before that, he would have just been Heroin Man, but different.
No, but like again, that's what a different time it was. I was like genuinely excited. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then it's like, oh yeah, you got no idea, kid.
Well, the other insane thing about 2008, it's both the year of Tropic Thunder and of Iron Man.
That's
right.
And
guess who was also nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars the same year? Heath Ledger, Robert Downey Jr. for Tropic Thunder.
Was he really? I don't remember.
Yep,
that's funny.
He lost it. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You should have won.
He's amazing in that movie, but you got to give it to the dead guy.
I know. Yeah, you did. You should have. If Heath Ledger had lived, you should give it to Robert Downey.
But they couldn't do it for Chadwick Boseman, though.
It's the last time anyone ever gets it for blackface. Like, okay.
Racist. I'm so mad about that one.
I'm just a dude playing a dude trapped in another dude.
I mean, it's amazing. But so is Ledger in this. Who, by the way, is only in the movie like 1/5 of the time. Maybe.
Yeah.
But it's so momentous every time he is. Like it's such and I feel like we've seen. So this is like what makes the Joker dangerous again. And to a new level for a lot of people, because it enters the monoculture back when it's still, there is some degree of monoculture left. And so we end up being in this situation where, it's an analog for terrorism, domestic and otherwise. But it's also one of those things that's like, no, this guy is unhinged. But this isn't just like, he's doing crazy stuff and has like blow up flowers and things like that. Like, no, he's doing like actual terrorism. Like, people are dying.
With his little flower, on his
Which is it's really funny because there's the whole like Batman doesn't kill people. Like the Joker kills so many more criminals in this movie. He actually does a lot more to clean up crime.
You mean to tell me he might be the most socialist candidate the whole time, even back then?
Well, you may not like his methods, but you can't doubt the efficacy. Like,
it's incidental cleaning up of crime, but he kills so many criminals and cops. the two things I don't.
Burning the money is the best. He burns the money. He says everything burns, and that's honestly how I felt since October 7th and what Israel's doing. It's just like, okay, there's no sacred cows. Yeah, I just love the Joker.
But I mean, but there's like that is
Joker starts speaking at the AIPAC conference. Sorry.
Israel is my favorite country.
I want to talk to you about my friend Benjamin Netanyahu.
God promised you this land 3,000 years ago.
And they're like, well, I guess we have to clap for him. I guess it's our conference. I mean, we invited him.
It's just the same thing. It's the same thing as that the giant criminal conference that he attends, where they're like, we've hidden the money. And like, it's that, but it's APAC.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's no, I like, and I guess it's the last.
By the way, I hope this doesn't age well. But at the time of this recording, AIPAC, of course, is one of the biggest contributors of dark money to all American elections, as we funnel endless amounts of money to the uber Zionist political leanings and of Benjamin Netanyahu and the outright genocide that they're in.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
He's been working for Track APAC. They put the labels on every single politician and how much money
they're making them burn their money.
Right, exactly. I mean, hey, good on him. Good on him. I can't believe it. I'm in support of the Joker. What is this? The Harley Quinn cartoon?
But no, the last thing I was going to say before we start the good, I hope, Wikipedia summary. But, no, this is the way that when you're in like a thing like engaged in the war on terror, quote unquote, like the global war on terror, like this is the way you want to portray and want to see terrorists as completely illogical, right? Like illogical and technically like apolitical, kind of chaos agents that are just doing things because they want to see the world burn. That not people with any kind of rational, logical thought behind it. Not people engaged in some kind of quasi war against the state or like real kind of guerrilla war against the state. Like people who actually have political demands that you could actually meet and like compromise with and negotiate with. We want to see the terrorist as a completely illogical person. I mean, even if that illogical thing is just like, oh, Allah told them to do it. It's still like, it's portrayed in this way that like, well, you can't reason with them. They're unreasonable. They're not people that you can talk to. They just want chaos. They just want society to fall. They hate us for our freedom. Blah 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 blah.
Which, so completely agree. But I don't think Nolan was think that's his politics. I think it's like that sounds cool.
Yeah,
and because he was thinking about like, okay, what the Joker been before? The Joker was Jack Nicholson. Period. Yeah. Now, granted, there's a Batman the animated series, so on and so on. There's many caveats to that. But for monoculture, Jack Nicholson's Joker was it. So his idea,
here's Joker.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Yeah, which and that is a great depiction, frankly, even if it's a little dated at this point. I mean, when he's just like shooting the money out and stuff like that, it's like, oh, that's hilarious. This is great. But like, there's a depravity that comes from this depiction, and I don't think Christopher Nolan's stupid, but I don't think he's politically minded or politically astute to think about the ramifications of that kind of storytelling principle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give him the benefit of the doubt, as opposed to Eileen Jones, who outright calls him an idiot.
Bin Laden. Bin Laden is still alive for a few years after this comes out, and I'd love to know his. I'm sure he watched it. I'd love to know his take. Did he relate to the Joker?
I was
stupid. Was he infidel?
That would be very funny. What's Bin Laden's letterbox list look like?
Yeah. Oh God! And he dies. He never has to see Dark Knight Rises. He dies.
No, that's what killed him. He saw Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight Rises, and it's like he's over.
The Navy SEALs stormed Bin Laden's compound, and he's just dead already. And they have to like shoot him a bunch of times to make it. But he died of a heart attack after watching Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, the DVD of Dark Knight Rises is still playing. Anyway, all right, let's get to the plot of this.
Now I'm thinking of just Bin Laden Joker. He's like, I want to institute Sharia law on the entire Gotham City. Praise Allah.
Kristina, you want to kick us off?
Okay.
It's apparently over.
Yeah. So a gang of masked criminals rob a mafia-owned bank in Gotham City, betraying and killing each other until the sole survivor, the Joker, reveals himself as the mastermind and escapes with the money.
Okay, stop right there. So this is what we're talking about. This like heat in the middle of the movie action sequence. Great. This is all good. No notes. This is excellent filmmaking. This is again. I think he internalized stuff that happened in Batman Begins about like quote unquote being super slow to start with. It's like, oh yeah, that was slow. Watch this.
Bam. Gonna drop a
Works.
bomb on y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of that works very well.
So the vigilante Batman, District Attorney Harvey Dent, and Police Lieutenant Jim Gordon allied to eliminate Gotham's organized crime. Batman's true identity, the billionaire Bruce Wayne, publicly supports Dent as Gotham's
guy.
Very good, very good.
Public supports Dent as Gotham's legitimate protector, believing Dent's success will allow him to retire as Batman and romantically pursue his childhood friend Rachel Dawes, despite her being with Dent.
Looking all different these days.
So she's a good.
Got a new look.
That's a great performance. Oh, yeah, Maggie
Yeah,
Gyllenhaal's got a great.
We were
She's only
saying
in
that
half the
before.
movie.
Yeah.
I like Maggie's depiction of the character far more
compared to Katie
personally.
Holmes.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow, Maggie Gyllenhaal's playing Katie Holmes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that sets it up right. That like, so it's
He has an end goal here.
Right. It's in these criminals. It's about their money, and then the end goals of like, well, it's like the Al Capone thing. If you get them through the money, then like that's how you can get them.
Yeah.
So that's being said.
I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I guess I didn't really sense this as much, but there's such like an ambivalence where like Bruce Wayne doesn't actually want to give up the he wants to be with Rachel, but she knows that he's not actually like he can't really put up the mask. And it's like he's kind of like there's a lot of, it feels like there's some passive aggressiveness towards Harvey Dent that you can't really like. I don't know, there's more.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's downright aggressive. I mean, like
He's
he's
gotta
not
return some videotapes, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
there's some flat out cuntiness happening, and I actually kind of like I really loved it actually.
He's
one
ready,
flaw.
he's at that party with everyone at Wayne Manor. He goes, "Have you ever heard Huey Lewis in the news?"
What do you got, Freddie?
So one flaw of this movie is I've seen it like 10 times. Begins is maybe half a good movie. I'm an Batman Begins guy. So whenever they allude to stuff that happened in Batman Begins, it's like, oh yeah, you had to pretend that you were a sequel. It's like this movie didn't need a movie before it or after it. So yeah, that is a flaw, is when they allude to stuff from Batman Begins. Like, oh yeah, I guess that happened. I kind of saw that. Even like I mean, that guy's a good actor. He won Best Actor for Oppenheimer, but that guy being in it for a scene, it's like, why is he in it? Who even remembers what happened to Scarecrow? Like,
Christina's boyfriend.
First of all, I'm gonna say this. Christopher Nolan, big lover of Cillian Murphy, and he wants to have it in as many movies as possible, no matter big or small. And that's just how
more
he
than that,
operates.
Christina wants to have him play as many movies.
Yeah. Also,
I will say Red Eye is great because it's him
I love
and
Red Eye.
Rachel McAdams, and it's just like these are the two hottest people. Yeah.
Yes.
This is gonna once again
You
become a
should
Red
come
Eye
on. You should come on and come on next, and we'll do Red Eye one time. I love Red Eye.
She's been trying to do that for that
love to
movie
see
for
it
like
again.
2 years, and we keep not letting her. But so Freddie, what I'll say, answer your point. By the way, Batman Begins is a great movie, and has actually aged pretty well. But culturally, we need it. There's no way you get a Dark Knight without Batman Begins. No chance. Doesn't get made. There's no way. Because
it'll be traumatic to throw you into this movie without like having.
be like, what's happening?
I think it would still work, but there's no way. There's no way he'd
setup.
be able to make it with that level of freedom and without that kind of setup and without setting up the themes that way. Because again, remember, Batman was a poison property before Batman Begins. Like it was
Schumacher.
that we were pretty much done with there being a live action Batman. It was done. There was no way. There's no coming back.
We made him put up.
We gave him nipples and a bat credit card.
Yeah, exactly.
We
did close up of his ass.
We made him
I forgot about the credit card.
We made him put away the masky cape. We're like, this is done.
Yeah. So I think you absolutely do need Batman Begins, and the way that that was done means that you can spend less time with the titular character, because again, in Nolan's world, it's grounded, right? It's not like he's this incredibly handsome dude who's also trained as a ninja and also has a cool cave hangout and also is building all of these technological innovations.
Bat phobia.
Yeah, like so on and so on and so on. But all these things, he's not as quite as Mary Sue, because it's like, oh no, there's this gigantic corporation that's developed all this technology, and there's this guy in like the sub-basement of the sub-basement to sit around with it all, and that's repurposed for his more grounded Batman to be like, all right, you still have to suspend disbelief, obviously, for a bunch of things, but in Nolan's world, which is very much well, how do they do it? Let me show you. You have to have that. You have to have that, or this movie is 6 hours long. and like that's nobody would be looking for that.
This guy over here, he hates 90 minutes
not a
for
fan.
bust,
Yeah.
right?
That's
Right, Conan?
My favorites. Yeah, movies are too long these days. Correct.
Yeah.
So culturally, we needed it, and we need it for this setup.
Star movie. Let's put a smile on that face.
But again, this is why it's interesting doing these movies, because we have to go back to that context of that time to like really think about that, right? Because we're like, oh, why the hell do we even need that first one? You know, it's like, well, because it was a different landscape entirely, and like that's the only way to phrase it. And it again cannot overstate how both that movie and this movie, how fresh this seemed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Thank
you for coming to my TED Talk.
I also just think like, because I remember, because I like, I don't know. This is one of those movies I vividly remember. Actually, like there's a lot of movies I saw in the movie theaters that like kind of made no impression, and this is one of the movies that definitely did. As like, I definitely was also like the perfect age to go like watch The Dark Knight. It is awesome. Like I can't wait to go to high
Batman
school.
movie, right?
But,
and there was something in the water. Even think of James Bond, James Bond, the Casino Royale. I mean, dude, that movie has ball torture. James Bond gets ball tortured. I'm never gonna let that go. By the way, like James Bond does get ball tortured.
And isn't Ava Green in that one too?
Yes, indeed.
Was this the best year for like IP movies? Like everything is just
and everything is like doing like kind of like a year zero kind of.
This might have been like the best year ever for me or the movies, because I saw Casino Royale in the movies. I did. I saw this in the movies. I saw Tropic Thunder in the movies. I saw Iron Man in the movies.
That's a good year. Yeah.
Kind of slaps if you be honest.
Oh, I was also like my brain is just fried from watching Nirvana the band, the show, the movie, and the first thing you see when they go back to 2008 is the giant the Dark Knight billboard, and they still somehow like because they had old footage there, had that in Toronto as like a thing to go back. That's like they're like we went back in time, and the Dark Knight is just playing.
yeah, exactly. I started watching the show too, which is also great. Completely off topic, but very funny show.
Keep going. I'll keep going.
Yeah, keep going. Let's go.
So Gotham's mafia bosses gather to discuss protecting their organizations from the Joker, the police, and Batman. Oof. The Joker.
I love whenever they do this. Whenever they do that in the movies. I love when it's like a post-racial, like in this one, a post-racial version where it's like the black mafia is there, the Italian mafia.
The Italians are there. Yeah. They're all hanging out.
Different races of mafia. It's like almost like a Dave Chappelle skit.
Yeah, it's good.
The Joker interrupts the meeting and offers to kill Batman for half of the fortune their account Lau concealed before fleeing to Hong Kong to avoid extradition.
Which you can already see the beginnings of our like our phobia of the Chinese Communist Party. Like not that was a new thing, but like our like rivalry with communist China, because they're like, oh, he could go to Hong Kong and they're not going to extradite a Chinese person to America. Like he's safe.
Well, even like The Economist was loudly braying about China at the time too. Yeah, which is deeply annoying and still annoying. But yeah, like I mean,
but it's like it's like this thing where it's like almost like you need a Batman because he's the only one that can go extradite a Chinese guy from China.
Yeah, and that goes with some of the worst people in the world, like attaching their politics to it, where it's like, well, you open yourself up for that.
I don't even. It's not even like I like in my head. It's not really necessarily political. It's just like, oh, you need Batman to break international law. Like
point, yeah, but yeah. I mean, let's recall. I mean, even with Bush, right? That when there was an authorization through Congress. Now, was there you could drive a truck through the loopholes? Yes, of course, but there was an authorization for Congress.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how. Look, go see our now classic episode of Vice, where we talk all about that. Then
now they don't even get a new authorization from Congress.
No, before we had Adam McKay on, we talked about some of his movies.
Yeah, exactly.
They do fool the people. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they fool the people in the Hong Kong office really well, because like, okay, Lucius gives him a cell phone, and then they know it was his phone. They only have one phone they're storing. And he's like, no, I have a phone. And it's like, oh, we'll just keep this phone in here so you can use it to trigger 12 hours later. So all of a sudden the Chinese get kind of dumb when it comes to that.
Well, now they'd be like, oh, well, we have extra sensory devices to figure out if you we can tell because we made the phone that's in your pocket and the other phone that's in your pocket.
Yeah, you're cloning all your data the second you put it in the box. Exactly. Yeah. All right, Kristina, go ahead.
You think you can hide a phone from us? We made that phone.
We
With the
made
help-
that phone.
With the help of Wayne Enterprises CEO Lucius Fox, Batman finds Lau in Hong Kong and returns him to the custody of the Gotham police. His testimony enables them to apprehend the crime families. The bosses accept the Joker's offer, and he kills high-profile targets involved in the trial, including the judge and police commissioner Gillian Loeb.
Oh man, we're just we're dashing through the movie. Jesus.
Once again,
all the Batman stuff in Hong Kong rules. Like visually, it's really good. Like it's like, oh man, because he doesn't have the bat plane or like the bat copter or something. He just has this like cool utility driven the bat yacht. Exactly. He has this suit and he does this incredible like stunt to it's so indicative of the character in a way that we just had not seen on the screen ever before. And,
Batman needs to be global. Yeah, he should be going to different cities every movie. They did it a little bit with Spider-Man when they had him in Europe, Far From Home or whatever. Yeah, Batman. Yeah, Batman should be he should become like James Bond. Yeah, the guy, he's been in Gotham too much already. It's enough.
It's too much.
Man,
Batman, how are they going to understand him? And like, it's already hard to understand him as a person who speaks English. Let's speak to him. Yeah, imagine these
by the way, that's Happy New Year, and that's all the Chinese I know.
I wouldn't believe that Batman speaks Chinese. Because he's a big businessman. He's got devices that can teach him. Yeah. Batman and Alfred, I feel like both speak Chinese.
Ni hao.
I thought Gung Hei Fat Choi in the Batman mean voice was good.
It was good, yeah. I just want to say hi and ni hao.
Who could like angrily expressing Happy New Year? Yeah, great. Okay. So then we're back in Gotham City, right? And then you got to keep this dude alive. Got to keep this dude alive to be able to like do the Al Capone on these people, right? That's the idea.
So although Gordon saves the mayor, the Joker threatens that his attacks will continue until Batman reveals his identity. He targets them at a fundraising dinner and throws Rachel out of a window, but Batman rescues her. I remember
it's like 45 minutes of plot in like 2 sentences. Like, what is who's writing? I know I said I was going to stop bitching about this free labor people on the internet are doing for us, but Jesus Christ, get it together. So there's like 15 different cool action sequences that happen in here. You know, all that stuff's good. There's something to be said for like, you didn't realize that guy is the Joker without makeup. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, I recognize Heath Ledger's cute face. I can never quit you. Is that the line? Wasn't that Brokeback Mountain?
Right, I wish I could quit you.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful love story.
By the way, the IMDb one is Ghostbuster length. By the way.
Oh God, we can't do that. That's the other end. It's like one or the other, right? It's like Batman shows up and the Joker goes crazy. That's the plot, or it's like here's every scene in the storyboard, and it's a paragraph for each one. Which is
the one of the Dark Knight. I could tell like when something's going to be a movie that like someone's is going to be very passionate about, you know, and they're gonna like make sure that every scene's in there. But it's like they're even
at what cost?
Time? They're listing out each device that Batman uses.
Oh my God! Yeah,
kill me. That's too much.
Yeah, we used to have to go to like sub forums of IMDb for that. So now.
By the way, I just had a brainstorm about how we get Batman to China. It's like is Bruce Wayne's like Nixon went to China. Now Bruce Wayne's going to China.
Yeah, I can hear him saying it. Yeah.
Only two men go to China, like Nixon and Bruce Wayne.
I'd like to see Batman just go through the center of the earth. He can go to Asia.
Yeah,
sure. There's just one big bat cave. Yeah, give Batman access to that. Yeah, maybe it causes volcanic activity.
He's talking to Lucius Fox. He's talking to Lucius Fox, and he's like, well, I guess I'm getting on the plane, and it's gonna be a 25-hour ride on the plane. Lucius Fox like, oh, I have a hole that I dug to China. Just get right in.
Actually, we built the Jews machine. It's like, oh wow, Jules. I thought that was just a book, but okay, you built it. Huh? All right.
They pause back up in Israel, and he's like, sorry, wrong hole.
All right. Let's stay on it. So we blasted past the part that the writer didn't care about, and now we're
yeah. Like really, this is like the him basically the Joker like is basically almost like holding everyone hostage, and and so
holding everyone hostage in a way, specifically in a way that's going to get everyone to blame Batman. They hate him more. So it's
So
like,
Where was he?
he says the attacks will continue until Batman reveals his identity.
the attack will continue until morale improves.
Exactly. So he targets Santa at the fundraising dinner and throws Rachel out of window. Batman rescues her. That's where we left off. Bruce struggles to understand the Joker's motives, to which his butler, Alfred Pennyworth, says that some men just want to watch the world burn.
You should have done that in the Michael Caine voice, Conan.
Some men just won't watch the world burn.
There you go. I don't need to. That's exactly. The OCD will kick in. Someone else will do it immediately.
It's mental illness. It's no. There's the whole speech that I don't know. Just as someone now who's like an adult, listen. He's like Alfred's telling him a speech about how when he was a soldier or a British
right.
John Darm
RAF kind of
in Burma, and he's like this guy, and these jewels kept disappearing because this bandit, and he was going to thing, and then this kid was playing with I saw the ruby, and I followed it, and this guy was just throwing away the rubies, and he's like he didn't even care about the rubies. It's like, Alfred, number one, what did you do with those rubies once you found them? you did not give those rubies back. I know that. But
I shoved them up in the ass, Mr. Wayne.
They're still there at this point. I can't get one of them out. No, but it's the whole story is and then we burned down the entire jungle around this entire area where everyone lived to get this guy out, and we got him, and it's like, I think you were the fucking terrorist, bro.
It's kind of a gay dramedy if you think about it.
Well, and so that is another example of Nolan's trying to draw a parallel between the Joker's motivations or lack thereof, the chaos motive at all, and the fact that this is not something new to history, so on and so on. But it is also it introduces so you were war criming and a different war crime happened, and
it's like I don't necessarily trust Alfred to understand the political motivations of some guy in Burma. This story is he didn't have any. He didn't have any political motivations. He didn't want anything. He just liked rubies. He was throwing the rubies away, and we got him, and we burned down the whole forest to do it. And they loved us after that. They got down there.
Dent claims he is Batman to lure the Joker out.
I'm Batman. No, I thought everyone was each person was gonna stand up. No, I'm Batman.
No,
I'm Spartacus. Yeah.
I'm Batman. That's
I'm Batwoman, but I'm still Batman.
I too am Batman. The Joker attacks the police convoy. What a surprise! Transporting Dent. I'm gonna stop right here because so did the summary writer. That's a crazy scene. Anytime you have multiple vehicles doing anything is okay, but it so escalates over and over again, and then you see what's the rocket launcher, and you're like, oh my god, where did he get it from? Who gave the Joker a rocket launcher?
Hamas gave him the rocket launcher. My friends in Hamas. No,
I'm just Batman.
Hey, Bigger Bell.
No, well, I guess it's not an early version of this, but it's for Nolan doing these large scale blockbuster movies as opposed to cool kind of more, I guess, not like indie necessarily, but more kind of studio kind of the smaller fare they get. So one of the big things
we get a lot of that in Tenet. That's some of the cooler parts of Tenet are all the vehicles. So
the truck blowing up and going, and the truck actually going 180 and this is one of the things he did practically that everyone at the time I remember was
it's pretty rad, and it's pretty rad on a very large TV with a good sound system, but in the theater I mean, credit where credit's due, that killed. It really killed. And I think that's something that it's one of the things we think of then with the action sequences, or one of the things we think of positively about this movie of wow, it's crazy that that's this early on in the movie that this happens. And it's intense. It's intense, and it's
a
cool.
problem with this movie that it doesn't have anywhere to escalate, and the end is a little.
It's all escalation. You're right.
Yeah.
Well,
it's all a 10 the entire time.
They disposed of the entirety of the Hong Kong sequence in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it's a 2-hour, 30-minute movie, and he's flying around Hong Kong and looks so badass. And you're like, I wish we could explore Hong Kong a little more.
Hang out here a little longer.
Yeah.
Nope.
This seems like it's Chinese Gotham City, and it's
Yeah,
The
no,
Joker's motivation is to move the plot forward, though. There is a thing because at some point he stops caring about who Batman is. At some point,
and on this, I'm with the Joker. Batman and Gordon apprehend the Joker, and Gordon is promoted to commissioner.
Oh, how did that happen?
Exactly. At the police station, Batman interrogates the Joker, who says he finds Batman entertaining, has no intention of killing him. All right, so that's another one that I'm just going to go and say we need to stop at. That was a, again, in the time of Guantanamo Bay and Extraordinary Rendition and what have you. It all hits a lot differently than it did for earlier campier Batmans and things along those lines. I think all that's very effective. Lampooned now and again, as Forrest is very fond of showing us.
I remember everyone cheering the theater with Gordon.
It is kind of rad, even though you're like, oh,
Very open.
And so what I will say is that even the sillier parts of this movie, like that, like if you're along for the ride, it's a good time still.
Yeah.
And no point of ever saying this is like a bad movie or a good time. I'm just saying that like there are things that's like, all right, man, like really one of the greatest of all time.
I don't like this much anymore, but same thing like Back to the Future was mentioned in the chat. Every line of dialogue moves the plot forward, and that's why I like a movie like this. Because it just keeps moving. Stuff is happening. I'm not bored.
Yeah, it never slows down, which is what you got to do in a movie. It's goddamn long. Sorry.
It is kind of funny that one of the parts of the movie that like it kind of stops, like slows down for a minute, and you're in one spot is this entire interrogation scene. Where there's a lot happening, but you have the Joker for the only time in the movie.
He's getting 24'd, basically.
Yeah. So you also have the Joker
24, everybody, look it up.
Pretty much the only time in this movie, like stuck in one spot, like he can't leave wherever he is. He was leaving every time. He's like he's Irish goodbyes from every situation.
Well, and that reminds me again of the I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. Rorschach, Watchmen. Kind of the same idea of their turnaround of even if you have we got him. It's like but do you really? Like it's not. This isn't over, and that's an interesting thing. And that's directly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That is directly in the Long Halloween is a central part of that story. That's
well, and there's I always thought this was great because I hate cops anyway, but they have the kind
very
of
brave to say that.
They had apparently you're not even allowed to defund them anymore when you get kicked out of the Democratic Party. No, but you have the one kind of meathead cop that's literally being mentally kind of tortured by the Joker, and that this guy is not he cannot withstand. And the second he gets angry, he's just gonna start beating the Joker, which is what the Joker wants, because he's gonna obviously win that confrontation. So you have it, and he's just he starts taunting his dead friends, and this guy, you could tell this guy just has no filter to be like, okay, just stay calm. Like he can't do that. The guy immediately starts rolling up his sleeves, and he's like, "Oh, you might." But his thing is he thinks the Joker is sexually attracted to getting beat up. So he's like, "I'm not gonna beat up this queer over here because he's gonna like it too."
Right? Yeah.
But that's not the plan at all. The plan is that the Joker could obviously get the upper hand on him very quickly. And he's like, he's like, "You might like this, but I'm gonna like it more." And it's like, well, it seems like you're the one sexually attracted to me.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you seem awfully concerned about this, don't you? Having deduced Batman's feelings for Rachel, deduced? Okay. The Joker.
I deduced that you feel some kind of way about this female woman. That I think looks like my mother.
Take a shot every time deduce is said in this plot summary.
Deduce, yeah, exactly.
No, it's me, deduce.
The Joker reveals she and Dent are being held separately in buildings rigged
because he's Bin Laden.
Explode.
He thinks the genders need to be separated because it's haram to put them together.
So this is a the classic, it's not even trolley problem, right? It's like literally a binary choice of who gets to live, Manosphere Joker. Exactly.
Yeah, it had been in Spider-Man 2 a couple years before this.
That's right. Batman
Joker saying, Batman, I know you're a simp. You simp for women.
Okay. Batman races to rescue Rachel while Gordon and the other officers go after Dent. But they discover the Joker has given their positions in reverse. Bum, bum, bum.
That's how like, Odysseus should have behaved rather than what Matt Damon did. That's what Odysseus is like in the Odyssey.
That's right. The explosives detonate, killing Rachel and severely burning Dent's face on one side.
Yeah, I love he picks up Harvey Dent. He's like, I'm gonna save you, and he like pulls him out of the thing, but then he's on fire, and Batman just like for a second doesn't really do very much about it.
Right?
Yeah.
You should immediately put that guy out. That guy is burning to death.
Yeah.
I saved you. I did enough.
There's a Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump aspect to it. Like I don't want to escape. Let me die.
Lieutenant Dan.
You don't have any legs, Lieutenant Dan.
The Joker escapes custody, extracts the fortune's location from Lau, and burns it, killing Lau in the process. That's a very matter-of-fact way of describing one of the cooler scenes of actually showing that this guy gives no fucks about anything.
Yeah.
That's a great scene. That's like a pivotal one to the movie, I think. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, those are the things that happen. It's just like very inartfully said.
Today's version of this with Christopher Nolan, he's gotten like I feel like the things that he does in movies have gotten like a little bit what do you call it, like Dennis Reynolds almost but I feel like today he'd have to be like, the Joker doesn't give any fucks, so then someone else has to be like, no fucks at all, no fucks given.
So he burns the money, killing Lau in the process. That just shows how much of chaos agent he is, right?
Yeah.
But also that guy, like Lau, has this whole thing where he's trying to be that same chaos agent when he's in the room with like the Joker, shows up and crashes their meeting or whatever. But Lau's like, I've already taken all your money out of the banks, and I have the money in Hong Kong with me. Like that whole thing is like,
try get it now, sucker.
He's kind of doing Joker, like a smaller version of that, and then the Joker has to like, he's like the closest thing to competition because he's like, oh, I actually got your money out of the banks already, and it's on its way to Hong Kong, and I'm the safekeeper, and I have this whole plan worked out. And then his like thing is like, oh no, wait, Batman can just go to Hong Kong.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like how Lau's thing is like, I'm good at math. I'm Asian. I'm good at math. He's basically doing Andrew Yang. Yeah.
It's Andrew Yang. Yeah.
He's a numbers guy.
He's like,
I'm not right. For PPD.
I'm not right. I'm not left. I'm just forward, and I have your money in Hong Kong.
Coleman Reese, a consultant for Wayne Enterprises, aka that guy, deduces and tries to expose Batman's identity. By the way, this is like the 5th tier plot point. But the Joker threatens to blow up a hospital unless Reese is killed. So yeah, there you go. Nice work there, buddy. Yeah.
Well, I feel like he's kind of doing by this point, right? Like Freddy was right. Like he hasn't given up on finding Batman's identity. But he's now just doing Looney Tunes a little bit, where he's just throwing stuff at the wall to try to make like the citizens of Gotham alternate each other, start killing each other. So it's like, he's like, oh well, tell me who Batman is, and then kind of dead ruins that by being like, I'm actually Batman, and like he's like, all right, well then I'm gonna flip this thing, and then I'm gonna explode some stuff, and then like it doesn't really work. He's like, okay, what if I get everyone to kill this consultant for Wayne Enterprises, unless so there's like he's just doing Looney Tunes at this point.
This is when he stops caring about who Batman is. He's like, I don't want everyone to know I like Batman. Yeah, he's a little will they won't.
It's really like, oh crap! If anyone else tries to expose his identity, then it's not fun anymore. Which is the whole point. They're dynamic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's
one of them is Roadrunner, one of them's Wily Guy.
Well, and that's the Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty is what I would go for. But sure, Roadrunner and Wily Coyote, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
While the police evacuate hospitals and Gordon struggles to keep Reese alive, the Joker meets with a disillusioned Dent, persuading him to take the law into his own hands and avenge Rachel.
Which ironically is what Ra's al Ghul is trying to get Bruce Wayne to do, essentially in Batman Begins. He's kind of just doing the same.
Yeah.
But Bruce Wayne's like, no, I could never kill a person, and then Harvey Dent's like, I could.
Dent defers his decision making, canonically aligned with the character, I might add, to his now half-scarred 2-headed coin. killing the corrupt officers and the mafia involved in Rachel's death. Again, that's straight from the comic book. That's straight from 1940 or whenever that the character was introduced.
It's
So
not
that's
from
old
No
school.
Country for Old Men. I know.
Yeah.
Was that the same year too? Was that 08 also?
No, that was 07.
It was 07,
Okay,
but yeah.
It's
a good
that
era.
same time period though, like
But when I first, when I saw Harvey Arberdam's character, I was like, oh, just like Two-Face.
Javier Bardem.
What's the most money you ever lost in a coin toss?
As panic grips the city, the Joker reveals that 2 evacuation ferries, one carrying civilians and the other prisoners, are rigged to explode at midnight.
He's doing trolley problem. He's at the point where
well, let me finish the sentence. Unless one group sacrifices the other. So yeah, he's
sicko.
The word sacrifice is doing a lot of heavy lifting there. One of them is like, hey, we're a bunch of criminals and rapists and murderers, and they're like, oh, we can't kill all these rapists and murderers and criminals. We have to let the law do that through electrocution and lethal injection.
but the idea is, it is from the larger point of self-preservation. What does and does not constitute a good person? Can you be a good person if you order the deaths of others, so on and so on? It is like philosophy nerd shit writ large.
Yeah, he has this thing. His only rule is that there's no rules, which is a rule.
Rules are
there's still a rule, but it's
like number one rule: Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. Well,
Well, and so we get that, and I'd actually forgotten about this. We get it's played. It plays out. It's very intense. It's very oh my god, what's gonna happen? And like the one prisoner's like, hey, you don't have what it takes to do this. That I do. That's why I'm here, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's this whole speech was, oh, he's gonna blow up the good one, and then he's like, nope. And it's like, oh, okay, so that's an interesting, and that again kind of hammers home Nolan's like political inscrutability as well, because it's like he's all over the map. All he cares about is making a good movie. That's what he cares about, and like the politics of it like just never even enter his mind. I'm fully on board with it.
There's like both like an optimism of the crowd here, where it's like if you give people the people are probably good enough that if you give them this thing, they're not going to want to kill the other thing. They're going to step back from the edge. At the same time, it's like a lot of this movie is also the negativity of the individual, trying to face this, but also the positive. Like Batman is the only good billionaire. Whatever. Like it's like Batman's the only kind of one that can keep doing this. Everyone else kind of has these infallibilities, and it's like, so he's like the great individual, but also the crowds aren't necessarily bad. I think Sam Raimi kind of did this too. Everyone loved doing this at the time of superhero movies. There's like always one guy in like a hard hat that's like
hey,
He has like a line. He's like Batman or something.
That's a show that's grounded in reality.
Yeah, that's the working guy, or it's like a bus driver.
Yeah, you don't think people don't notice that Spider-Man's swinging around or whatever? Like, yeah.
Well, in the Raimi movies, they definitely do in their forum. There's that whole if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us, and it's like they're like throwing stuff at the Green Goblin. He's like, "What the hell? I'm trying to kill Spider-Man over here. What are you doing?"
I felt real proud of New York a lot like that, and also the Doc Ock scene in Spider-Man 2, where they're all in the sewing thing, and they're all trying to make whatever. Like I'm like, yeah, New York. Yeah, we're here.
To the Joker's disbelief, the passengers refuse to kill one another.
You guys won't kill one another?
Criminals? The rapists are not going to kill. What?
Batman subdues the Joker. Jesus Christ! There's so much stuff happens before that. Like the fact that he has like the hostages are dressed up like the criminals, and the criminals are dressed up like hostages.
He gets the security state. He gets the deep state, and Morgan Freeman can destroy it. Morgan Freeman's the most ethical CEO in the world.
I was gonna say we're just gonna blast right past all of that, I guess, by the surveillance state. Okay. So again, they use everyone's cell phones which this was not something that everybody was rooting through apps at this moment in time. This was considered like slightly sci-fi, a little ahead in the future. It's okay for us to use it because we're gonna use it to catch this dangerous criminal.
Yeah.
But
Well, he does a small version in the small version. And Morgan Freeman is very disappointed because he gives the Bruce Wayne a small version of the sonar technology where he can map out a room, and then Bruce Wayne's like, we could do it to every cell phone in Gotham, and then it has a giant thing where it's all the screens, and he's like, I can't stand here and let you do this. I'm gonna walk out of the room, and he's like, but Lucius, there's one button, and when you press it, it's your name. And it's like, I don't know, man. You guys are just gonna use it to see what brands are in people. I know what you're gonna do with this. I know that you're gonna use it. You're gonna see like this person likes product A, this person likes product B, and then you're gonna get bombarded with ads.
That's probably the most the most unbelievable part of the entire movie is that anyone would give it up after like, well, hopefully have it. I mean, dude, Uber didn't do that.
Yeah.
Uber.
They're also
probably
this is like they're not which I guess is started out at least for the first 3 years as like the open AI thing. It's the only other tech company that's like doesn't seem like they're that interested in. Well, eventually they are, but making a profit, it's like, oh, that's like down in the list of things that they're really concerned about. Most of it is Batman stuff and open AI in case, I guess, I don't know, trying to destroy humanity because Sam Altman hates all of us. So there's like some kind of motivation that's like, this company doesn't seem like this company doesn't seem sustainable. I guess it gets a lot of defense contracts though.
So just to do a reset here, we have our surveillance program, the visualization, et cetera, and that's how we find like, oh, hey, something's not right, like what we think here of like with the hostages and like the security guards and whatever. Like everything's kind of like on its own, and so we get that like really crazy like, well, you've got the people that are dressed up like the bad guys, but they can't talk and they're just like running around with the guns, and all I can think about is like, I feel like police there a little more trigger happy, and that maybe would have ended differently, but okay.
Yeah.
I guess they weren't black.
Wow.
Like and subscribe. But this is I think a very cool filmmaking technique, because it's something where it's like, oh, you have the like Batman, Lucius Fox and by extension Batman has this cheat code. Also, I think the visuals of his like the eyes going like screens, I think that looks really cool.
Yeah,
like that's pretty badass, right? I mean, that just looks cool. And like he has this cheat code. He has this cheat code of like being able to like, well, he's gonna be able to do it now, but it's like, oh no, like this guy's like so depraved and so crazy. He's actually made it like there's another level of hell that you have to go through to find it. That's fascinating to me. I think that has aged well, and honestly, it kind of makes you sort of like unsettled in a different way, because you're like, well, Jesus Christ, even this has to be like fraught with like nothing is what you think it is. And I like that as the hubris aspect of it all, right? Where it's like, oh, I'm definitely gonna be able to sort it out now. It's yeah, well, kind of, maybe you will.
I find it fascinating, and I completely forgot that Jim Carrey's character is named Bruce Nolan in this movie, but there's that stupid
Bruce
movie
Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. It has Morgan Freeman playing God. And there's like, but for the longest time, there's like all of those memes that would never be made today, because now we have culture war things where God couldn't be black, I'm sure. But there's this thing where it's like, who's God? Oh, well, Morgan Freeman's God. And I feel like that's the only way that this whole thing works in this movie, where it's like he's a guy that's so good, so like good and so pure that he really might be the one tech CEO that puts this thing away, and he's also like kind of omnipotent, like he has these powers too, and it's like I feel like
he's like Robert De Niro's Max Cady and Cape Fear.
But it's like, I feel like one of the only people that can pull this like a omnipotent kind of feeling off that he has with the glasses on doing is like somebody like Morgan Freeman, who is like you're already primed to see as like a godly figure.
Yeah.
Like
Batman is surrounded by older men who are infallible. Yeah, Gordon, Lucius. It's mostly white. Yeah. What do you call it? And then
I'm sure nothing bad's ever happened, but when you're a guy surrounded by older men that are infallible.
Yeah.
Batman subdues the Joker, but refuses to kill him.
I can't do it. It's like the West Side. It's like, I can't do it.
Come on, kill me. kill me. I've done all this stuff. Come on, Batman.
Yeah, I think that all works because his whole thing is he wants him to like who Joker wants to break down who Batman thinks he is, right? And so that's something that would be the ultimate success, even in death. Yeah, that works. Before the police arrest the Joker, he says that although Batman proved incorruptible, his plan to corrupt Dent has succeeded. What
Dent's never
does
been
it mean by that?
Dent's never been as good as like I don't know. Batman's like, oh, I'm gonna pass the torch. I'm gonna carry. You're gonna carry the flame. And it's like the whole movie is kind of just disappointing because it's like, oh, I guess it's pretty easy to get this guy to do the Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Forrest, you want to take us home?
Yeah. All right. So Dent takes Gordon's family hostage. He has a family. Just kidding. In this movie, he just neglects his family pretty
yeah, he's definitely they're estranged for sure.
That girl, anyway.
yeah, that's right.
When he dies, he doesn't tell his wife that he's still alive. He's like, I got out of that bitch. Oh,
he's trying to get out of the alimony payments.
Dent takes Gordon's family hostage, blaming his negligence for Rachel's death. He flips his coin to decide their fates, but Batman tackles him to save Gordon's son, and Dent falls to his death. There's that like great like building up the suspense, right? Like waiting for Batman, waiting for Godot, waiting for Batman. In this moment where you can tell that for some reason Dent doesn't have his brain is gone, so I mean it's not his fault. He doesn't get that like Gordon's kind of playing out the clock where he keeps talking to him and he's like. And he's not doing like the classic hostage thing because he knows Batman is going to be, throw him off the roof or whatever. Like he was gay in Gaza or whatever. No, he's talking to his room, and each person he does the coin flip, and then he puts the gun to his own head, which would have been very funny if he just pulled the trigger and like blew his brains out or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I guess that solved it." Before Batman,
alternate ending, yeah, okay, wow.
But then
darker than I thought it was. Talk about the Dark Knight, am I right? Anyway.
But clearly the coin flips and like this, and then the son is about to get it, and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, son," blah blah blah, and he's just drawing him out to the point where Batman is there, and he finally goes to pull the trigger, and Batman just tackles him. And the son falls off with him.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Believing Dent is the hero the city needs, and the truth of his corruption will harm Gotham, Batman takes the blame for his death and actions, persuading Gordon to conceal the truth. I do act like I find that fascinating. I mean, it goes over to the Dark Knight Rises too when they're like the truth about Dent is kind of at the land. He went bad at the end. I did like that as a plot point. That you're gonna hear like it's such a big it's overshadowing the entirety of Dark Knight Rises.
But yeah, because it's like the idea you keep the idea of him as this pure hero, right? And then like and Batman who can take the hit is like the one that's gonna do it. It's an intriguing concept and talks a lot about tacitly about like iconography and things along those lines and what we think of for stories that we tell and political frames and what have you.
Yeah. And I mean, it's in a position of like this city is always teetering on the edge.
Well, and remember the dinner. That's when that you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain line gets dropped.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
But you know that like people like Elon Musk are like watching this movie. They're like, oh, the Roman Empire. This is the smartest movie, like the smartest movie I've ever seen. Oh my god.
It is good that this movie has two Jesuses. Yeah, is Dent Jesus or is Batman Jesus? Maybe the Joker's Jesus, but he doesn't die. Yeah. If he died too, he could have been an evil Jesus.
So on that, I do like the scene where Jim Gordon Jr. It's like, why is he running? It's like because we have to chase him. They're like, well, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And then that's when we get because he's the hero Gotham deserves,
the dogs
not the one it needs right now.
He's not the stepdad. He's the dad who stepped. Never mind.
Yeah, he's not the dad that Gotham needs. He's the stepdad. But they do the Southern Sheriff thing where he stick the dogs on him, boys, and it's like, did you really need to stick the dogs on him?
Yeah. So the full line is because he's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him because he can take it. Because he's not our hero. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector.
Yeah.
A dark knight. So clearly this is the thesis statement for the whole God pounding movie, right? So it's like one of those things where it's like, okay, yeah, you know, it's like it makes sense because they have this idea of like, and we skip past it, or rather, we skip past the plot synopsis writer. We'll just put that forward. He says, remember the press conference, the night is darkest just for the dawn. I promise you dawn is coming. Harvey Dent says. I think that's an important as well.
Yeah.
Because you don't, weirdly for someone like Nolan likes to show a lot, but we more hear about the incorruptibility of Harvey Dent than anything else, because that's kind of hard to articulate other than like his actions. Right?
It's hard. I mean, I guess you could be like, here, take this money, and he's like, no, and he's like,
I won't do that.
Take this money. No, and he's like, please take this money. No, I will not take this money. Oh, you are so incorruptible, Harvey Dent.
But picture Dick Cheney seeing the movie and thinking he's the Dark Knight. I protected us from another 9/11. So yeah, it is the Dark Knight.
Oh my God, yeah. I said,
He's like, I'm the Dark. Another pacemaker.
Feel like I'm having another heart attack. I mean,
he's talking to his heart when he says, "Why do you want to kill me?"
Well, but
it is crazy. Cheney could have served 4 terms after Bush. He lived that long.
That's true. That's true. Well, but I think and that comes from the people learning all the wrong lessons. Cool guys just doing cool guy stuff. Aspects of things, you know, The Wolf of Wall Street, you know, all of these movies where it's like you did not at all understand what this movie is about, did you? Where seeing that like, oh, it's me, I'm Batman. You are not Batman. No, you are absolutely not Batman in this situation.
Well, but I wonder if Batman wasn't like a character like that people project themselves onto. Like, there's a weird amount of people that project themselves onto American Psycho now, and it's like
right,
I'm like, you do realize that was directed by a woman, right?
But in the same way that like now kind of Ryan Gosling, it's the weirdest fucking one in the world, where Ryan Gosling is like a somehow incels see themselves in Ryan Gosling looking sad in movies, like they projected like,
especially Ken.
You were the opposite of whatever. Like, this is like one of the
whatever you are. That ain't you, son.
One of the most handsome men like existing right now. But it's the same thing. People are like people don't even like have jobs. They're like, I'm just like this is my life, just like American Psycho for real.
So what? And I know we were almost in the plot summary, but it's interesting because this is a very dark ending. And kind of unlike any other ending, not just of any other Batman movie, but like most movies of this genre, right? Because this is something that it's from the larger conceit of, you know, what are the stories we tell ourselves to be people that live a pious, if not pious life, like a moral life or what have you, right? And then so this idea that like, okay, Batman in this case is being like the sin eater. Right, like that he's the one that's like taking the hit, and it's an interesting concept because it is explored sometimes in media, but not usually through the idioms of superhero movies. So whether he 100% hit the mark or not with that, and you know, again, you can't blame the filmmaker when idiots and a-holes and see themselves in characters. It's a fascinating ending, like, and it was one that like kind of shocked me at the time because I remember, where's this going, like what's gonna I don't see this going very well, and it was like, oh, kind of didn't, but I guess it's like, yeah, he's Batman. I mean, also like, you know, what's the worst that happens is, you know, be like billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne for a while. Oh no, terrible.
Well, now I think the signature thing about every Nolan movie, no matter what genre it is, no matter what the subject is like the brooding male at the center of it who realized like the damage that they have wrought, and it sets up the Dark Knight to have like, you know, as his like, I mean, as one of his earliest versions of that, Bruce Wayne just spends like a lot of the movie just kind of moping and being sad that he did Batman. So it's like, so it sets it up for like a thing that now is like, you know, ubiquitous in every kind of Nolan movie. It's always like, oh, sad, a guy builds the worst atomic bomb ever, and then is kind of sad about it.
Right.
The guy builds a Trojan horse and attacks Rome, and then sacks at Troy, and it's after attacking Troy, he's real sad about it, and then like.
But I'm gonna say, I think for a third time, I think that's Nolan internalizing superhero culture. And,
I mean,
the fact that he's directly to blame for that.
So yeah, that's the thing. No one knows how to do endings. These superhero movies, they have boring endings. They're all formulaic. He has a nice dark ending. Is great. That is what part of why I loved.
I think it's what makes it endure, right? I mean, it's one of those things that like white people keep coming back to. It's like, oh man, that's messed up. You know, he did nothing wrong, and they're still chasing him.
Batman did nothing wrong. And in his house,
if Batman had been a cop, he wouldn't have made it. The dogs would have got him.
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises, I hated the ending. That was the problem for me. Yeah, that it was.
Well, because there's something in all of these movies. I mean, I guess less so in Batman Begins, but I like these movies kind of like almost blend seamlessly into each. Like you could pick up at any point, kind of, and like you feel like this is just one linear story. Which is something that I feel like a lot of superhero movies have trouble with now because there's just too. It just like there's
too many threads. They're trying to tie too much stuff together. I mean, like in that same way that I quite like the most recent Spider-Man movie, but when I liked it best is when it was just being a Spider-Man movie. Like the stuff that I didn't care for with it was like, all right, I get it. I need to do all this other stuff, but like, no, when it's a Spider-Man movie, it's great. And like, I don't know why that's so hard to understand when it's like, they'll just have it be like. Although I say that, and like this movie is like Batman's like a tertiary character in his own movie, but whatever.
But it's one thing at a time. They're not building
one thing at a time
or whatever. Yeah,
there's a thing what you're doing now.
For spin-offs. Yeah, that's why Iron Man's good. Iron Man's still real, and then Iron Man 2, they're building for a universe or whatever the hell. Yeah, it's just not the same anymore.
And there's a part of me, that like I do still get a kick out of like some of those, like oh, it's so and so or whatever, and they're I can't believe they're setting this up, but it's like. Man, culturally, we are all so tired of that. Can we just not? Please.
No multiverse.
Yeah, so I've never read a comic book. So yeah, for me, like, okay, so the Batman from 2020, I hate it. Or I was like, this is stupid because like, they're like, we got to be darker than the Dark Knight. The movies, like you could barely see it. At the beginning, they're like, "There's no point." To
wow, Conan's loving this.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of that either. It's like 1,000 years long too.
People liked it, but that movie was just like, okay, you can't go darker than the Dark Knight. I enjoyed it, every part of it, but it was like they basically they can't go that dark. And I missed the '60s when I liked the funny Batman. After Dark Knight, I think we needed to then go the other way for the next trilogy.
I love the Tim Burton ones too. Like those are
Tim Burton ones
if you're gonna do like dark, do goth, do a little goth.
And that's so. And we are not talking about The Batman by Matt Reeves at all, to be clear, but. That is the most goth Batman, or at least the most goth Bruce Wayne.
He's got the smoky eyeshadow going.
He's got the eyeshadow. Yeah.
I mean, also every freaking guys. I know Oscar seasons. We got a few more months, but every nomination is going to be Robert Pattinson for every fucking Oscar. He's gonna have a nomination.
I was gonna say I love the part where Batman says, "Somebody get these beggars out of here."
Right. I'm gonna take us home because we got to get the hell out of here. Alfred burns an undelivered letter from Rachel to Bruce that says she chose Dent.
She chose the bear.
She chose the bear. I like that. That's a good, that's a good Alfred moment. That's I think that works.
Save little Brucey's feelings.
Fox destroys the invasive surveillance network that helped Batman find the Joker. Fantasy would never happen. The city mourns Dent as a hero, and the police launch a manhunt for Batman, the Dark Knight. Everybody.
Hopefully they do better with that one than the one to find the guy that kidnapped Nancy, whatever, like the mother of the Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, because they did not find her, or they did not find her or the killer or the potential killer. Even though Cash Patel showed up and walked around her apartment.
There was a point with a female. Okay, so there's the ballerinas at one point. He's dating a ballerina, and he takes the whole ballet like on a cruise or whatever on his private yacht. I really don't like that. Okay, because these are serious performers. They care about the ballet. They would not cancel the ballet. Maybe don't sleep with one guy.
Cavorting around.
That's anti-ballet, anti-live performance, and anti-woman. That was that. I don't
like
that.
That's where it sparked something in Timothy Chalamet.
Listen, everybody. Letterboxd, of course, the social media site for film lovers talk app with to each other about the movies that they love, maybe the movies that they didn't love, maybe the movies where they just said Batman is literally me. A lot of that, weirdly.
I don't think so.
I don't.
Yeah.
I inclined to doubt that. Yeah.
You're more like hockey pads and fat gut Batman.
Yes, they're like they basically were doing that. They're doing the bit.
Yeah. Which, by the way, wasn't even mentioned in the plot synopsis. Too,
Not my diagnosis.
Exactly. Killian Murphy. Everybody.
He really got
Written
fucked
out.
up
I
after
did
the
think
drugs.
they were as stupid as like basically Batman is as dumb as them. He's just richer. So I'm
exactly.
egalitarian. I'm okay. They're equally as dumb as Batman. Maybe.
What was he? He's like I don't wear sweatpants or something. I forget what he says, but
Because I don't wear hockey pads.
Hockey pads, that's what it is.
That's why I
Okay,
remember
well, they're affordable.
Let me introduce the bit. Come on. All of this is best. Bottom up democracy. Everyone gets to have their say, not just Skills and Eberts of the world. Everyone gets to chime and opine about the movies. This is best expressed succinctly, where they're collected weekly by yours truly for Forrest and the panel to react to. That's what this bit is. That's what we're doing right now. These are the letterboxed one-liners for The Dark Knight. Let's roll them. Christopher Nolan, not a dog lover.
Hey,
Recently got one.
yeah, and then he had Robert Pattinson put it out on the.
Yeah,
I mean,
this guy obviously saw the Odyssey, so.
No, Christopher Nolan, not a dollar. He goes Southern Sheriff. He's like Gary Oldman. He's like, sick the dogs on them, boys.
I do like a review that only comments on the last 5 minutes of the movie. Like you didn't.
If you told me out of all the Batman movies, this is the one where he goes to a rave, I would not believe you.
Where's the Molly? Where's the Molly? I need water. Water.
Trip to me.
Begins, he probably would, because he's young and stupid and avoiding Ra's al Ghul or whatever.
Yeah.
Ross Al Ghul. He'd never go to a rave.
Has there ever been a better upside down monologue?
No
Oh,
Spider-Man?
the Joker.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good monologue.
There's the upside down kiss in Spider-Man. That would have been funny if they upside down kissed.
I think an upside down kiss is like the opposite of a monologue, but yes.
Why won't you kiss me?
Oh, or if Spider-Man did the monologue and then and Heath Ledger kisses Batman.
Yeah.
Now that would be Looney Tunes.
Not to be a basic bitch, but I would like. They should make a movie where the Marvel and the DC hang out or they fight each other. You know what I mean?
That there are comics that do that. There are crossover comics that exist, and we're waiting for that eventually. But
okay, good.
yes.
When all media is owned by one large conglomerate.
I mean, some of those
Just do a joint venture or something. Yeah, come on.
Billionaire absconds with entire Russian ballet.
that is a perfect New York Post headline.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it's this. I can't remember if it's Dark Knight Rises. He picks up. I think it's Dark Knight Rises. He picks up a copy of the Gotham Post, and it's the exact same font, headline, and as the New York Post.
Yeah, it's very. It's not subtle, but it's a good gag. It's a good gag.
Mr. Murdoch is writing about you again, Mr. Wayne.
You're allowed to have just a bit of mass surveillance as a treat.
I'm 100% sure they'll just turn it off after this one time.
Yeah, we'll do it. They'll turn it off. They got their best interest at heart.
They don't have access to it in Rises, right? Because they probably could have used it against Bane. But they should have kept it.
Brr.
You could have used it against me, but you turned it off.
The problem is Bane doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
That's the one, the guy that can defeat Batman.
I use a landline.
He defeats Batman because he uses a landline.
It's a rotary phone, just like Nolan.
Batman keeps leaving cell phones out for Bane, and he doesn't take them. He's like, "Why won't he take the phone? There's a prepaid plan and everything."
He's got a prepaid phone. I love that. Generally, who the fuck's signing up for the police academy in Gotham?
Probably the same.
Wait, this is not Police Academy the movie.
No, but it's probably the exact same type of people. It's signing up.
And then they get trapped in the subways in the next movie.
I am stupid and have a small dick. Welcome to the police academy.
Imagine being a Gotham citizen. I'd simply move.
Well, at one time they say these bridge and tunnel people are in for a surprise.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You see how this looks, right? Oh.
Batman on his bike pulling up.
Oh shit!
We didn't even talk about the bat bike, right? Like he wrecks the nascent. What was it? Was it the device called the Batmobile that's in these ones? Like it gets
The bat
totally
submersible?
trashed.
I don't know.
No. The bat car, Batmobile, but it's not called the Batmobile. It's called something different.
It would be so much less cool if you're like, he's pulling up in the bat car.
Come on, we talked about it last week. What the hell's that thing called? It's got a
I remember
chat. Jump in. Like if you know what it is in the chat, jump in. This is like the Lucius Fox thing. It's like sitting in there. It's killing me. Anyway, it turns into a cool motorcycle. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Thank God.
The tumbler is the
tumbler. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to the tumbler. You can put images of your favorite music artists and movie stars on your Tumblr.
That sucks so bad. My friend said Heath was okay in this. So who wants to sign a petition to send her to the North Pole?
Who wants to sign a petition?
Do we think Heath Ledger definitely died because of the movie? Like, is it possible he just died as a coincidence and they needed marketing? Like, is that bullshit?
Oh man,
like,
I don't
maybe
know.
he was fine and then he just had some bad heroin or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it felt a little too perfect that he died. Like, I was rethinking about it.
I think he read that letterbox where it says he was just okay and he killed himself.
Oh man, that's a lot of power. Look, those are Letterboxd one-liners for The Dark Knight. Please follow the show on our Letterboxd HQ account at Movie Night Extra, where we have all the great movies that we cover on there with the write-ups, attended short form clips, things along those lines. Follow us on popular Letterboxd format. Gotham's White Knight, your host down there. Forrest at Always Flacco, logging stuff left, right, and center. All over the place. And forward, exactly. Forward.
Not right, not left. Before
on Gotham, onward Gotham. You can follow him on Letterboxd at Always Flacco. I, of course, am at Conan Neutron. I want to watch the world learn. Everybody, that's what I want to do. That's why I came up with like 3 seconds of notice.
Don't do that anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
It does burn.
Exactly. It does definitely burning. We got on lock, everybody. I'm at Conan Neutron. Follow me along for the highbrow, midbrow, populist fair. Criterion Challenge mostly complete at this point. I actually watched What's Up, Doc last night, and it was great. Which was great. That's a hilarious movie.
Yeah. So
my second Barbara Streisand movie in like 3 weeks. I don't know what's happening. I know, right? that reaction is correct. Scarred for Life. Adam Kristina over there. You can follow her. She's doing a lot of. You're doing a lot of.
Know how I got these scars?
I did my Spider-Man review. I did the whole subspecies series, Conan. I don't know if you remember.
Did you really?
I love it. Actually, I like the subspecies. I like Anders Hove. I like him. He's from General Hospital. I love him. He's a really good actor.
Subspecies, yeah.
Because they had a new one that come out 3 years ago. His origin story.
Yeah, it's Angus Scrimm, right? Is in that, and are those all Ted Nicolau or just the one?
Yeah, I think there all him.
God, I haven't thought of Subspecies in years. That is some real like fourth shelf video store horror. I've seen them all.
I've never heard of it. You guys keep making it up for all I know. That's but
it's from Blue Moon Studios. They do like the Puppet Master, Full Moon. They do like all like tacky horror. But this is actually some of the better stuff.
Well,
I avoid horror. I'm a wuss. I say away. Yeah, the regular species are scary enough for me. Whatever. Yeah.
Look, Subspecies. I really like this one. All the Full Moon stuff, including those Puppet Master sequels where they just keep reusing footage from previous ones. Like, I saw that movie. Come on, what are you doing? Yeah. But like, that was very cheaply made.
At least with Subspecies, it was like one continuous story, So
yeah, well, I guess you do indeed have to hand it to them. So Freddie, unless you have a secret Letterboxd HQ account, let's hit it with the plugs, then we'll do with final thoughts.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and then hit the bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. And we'd humbly request that you watch the video to the end, because it helps us with the algorithm and helps more film fans to discover the show. We're also monetized. If you want to get your chat questions definitely read on stream, you can always send us a super chat, which will help us keep the show going. Every cent helps. If you're watching on Twitch, you can gift us a free sub on Amazon Prime with your Prime membership, but getting subs on Twitch is always appreciated, and it helps to follow us on there as well. We also have an audio feed, which is available wherever you download podcasts, if you prefer to listen to podcasts rather than watch the stream. That's updated usually the same day we stream, but watching on YouTube and Twitch is the best way to get the show first, live as it happens. If you want to support us with a monthly donation and get access to all of our after parties forever, which go patron only after we do them, you can become a patron at patreon.com/movie night extra. Link is in the description for that. It really helps us keep the show going since we do have some expenses to make this happen. We also have a Discord community. Link is in the description for that. We sometimes watch movies we cover on there. We get into conversations about everything from film to TV shows to related podcasts. We even have a Discord channel for memes. It's really fun on there. You can find us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Threads. You connect with us on all of those. Talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, we recently made a TikTok at Movie Night Extra where we're putting up short form clips from the episodes. Okay, passing this to Conan so he can tell you about his music and this week's Protonic Reversal. Conan, who's on Protonic this week?
God, who isn't on Protonic this week? Let's see. So, still in the Patreon queue, Blog Dahlia from the Dwarves. That one is the one coming out soonest. So check that out. ProtonicReversal.com. Of course, always free archives there for everything. Michael Hampton of Parliament Funkadelic still up as a patron episode as well. $1 a month. Patreon.com/Protonic Reversal. I have Dave Ketching of Rancho de la Luna Studio, Eagles of Death Metal, Queens of the Stone Age, Earthlings, returning for the first time, I think, since 2019, if I remember correctly. And a lot has happened since then, so that's coming up as well. That has not happened yet. And then Mr. Flies, and Clinton's also in Gata Morta with Buzz from Melvin's, and Pincus from Butthole Surfers, and Cody from Big Business, new band as well as there. So I'm doing all that before I leave for tour, and I wonder why I'm getting tired of podcasting, right? But ProtonicReversal.com for all that stuff. Hit us up at Thursdays, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific, streaming live, and then, subscribe later if you get that Patreon. I've been holding the episodes longer to get more patrons, and I would like to have more patrons join up because there was some fall off during the summer. So deep appreciation for all that. Conan, Neutron, the Secret Friends on tour very imminently, hitting up the West Coast. Let's do this. I'll pull up the tour poster. We got San Francisco, we got Sacramento, we got Eureka, Portland, Seattle. Come see us with the Null. That's Jacob from Victor and Associates, new band. Should be great. These are all great shows. We'll have copies of this poster available. We also have a new kind of Tex Avery looking t-shirt design that's super cool. Might have been a good idea to pull that up before this bit started, but I didn't, so here we are. I guess stay tuned for that on the various social medias. You can also follow us, Bands in Town and Songkick, at Conan Neutron for most everything, or Neutron Friends. We are also playing the Caterwall West in Los Angeles with Mike Watt and the Second Men, Mod Pods, Leopold, Gaytheist, Elephant Rifle, Day 2, First Day, Cosmic Kid, and Hillbilly Devil Speak, Jumpstart Plowhards, also with Mike Watt, Action Friend, Astral Jets has Des from Black Flag, as well as Paul from Screamers in it. So CaterwallWest.com for that. September 4th and 5th. I think Adam McKay might be coming. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So come on out to see us there. That's almost certainly the last LA show for us until let's basically call it the last LA show of the year. There's probably gonna be one other one, but it'll be in December. And then we're playing Detroit, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis, September 11th, 12th, and 13th. September 11th, never forget.
We are shining.
You can. The same dwarves that recorded Lick It. Yes, the same dwarves. Blood, Guts, and Pussy dwarves.
Looking good. Oh wait.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If anything, whatever. If you know the dwarves, I don't need to explain what any of that is. I was just on the 1001 Album Complaints podcast talking about Wire's Pink Flag. And that's a great episode. That should be coming out I think it's next week, right in time for the tour. So stay tuned for that. And then there's a couple of things coming up, but we can save that for later. And neutronfriends.com, lots of band activity. Again, we got, I think, one more longer tour that's happening later in the year. But yeah, this is that's my plugs. Kristina, what do you got?
Still streaming on the Twitch. Stream my ass off. Still kind of recuperating from my little anniversary streamathon thing. It was pretty successful. I interviewed Taylor Lorenz. It's up on the This Space YouTube channel. We talked about a variety of topics about internet privacy, child safety, AI, and just the internet in general. It was fun interviewing her. I was like, yeah, let's go. Also working on getting Vincent Patterson, Michael Jackson, and Madonna's choreographer for an interview. I'm going to contact Abdul's team to see if he could come on Kristina's Corner for an interview. Get more now that because we've interviewed a bunch of primary candidates, but now that a lot of people have like won their primaries or some didn't, now that I'm moving on to the general, let's get them back on, So I'm looking forward to hopefully he says yes. That'd be cool for us. And of course, Forrest and I these last 2 weeks have been covering, with the help of because some contributors, we've been covering the primary elections, and Forrest was good until the 5-hour mark. He's like, I'm drinking.
Well, look, the week before we did 5 hours, and I was like, okay, there's no way it's gonna be. And then we're just sitting there, and it's I think it was like 1 in by then, or I don't know. I think I started drinking 1 in, and or like midnight, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I need to have a drink. I'm stressed out.
Yeah, and we're still doing Shadow Saturday, where we watch the Gothic soap opera Dark Shadows. And because of all my streaming, lots of hours, we're in 1795. Yes,
that made it even better. Is what Tinkerbell was saying.
Yes, exactly. And we are in that 1795 now. The plot line. We're going to learn how Barnabas became a vampire. Yay!
All right,
I'm excited.
It's educational.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Yo, when is Saturday?" I'm like, "Look at your calendar. It's Freddy Dark Shadows."
Wait, when is Saturday? Somebody's actually asking that?
Yeah, people are like, "When's it going to be Saturday?" I'm like, "Come on, just look at your calendar. It's coming up." Freddy Dark Shadows was a Gothic soap opera from the 60s that's inspired like Twilight and like Anne Rice, Bram Stoker's Dracula, the Coppola version as well, because the doppelganger love interest thing, because that's not in the original Bram Stoker's novel. Yeah. We watch it every Saturday, and it's on Tubi for free. And it was a soap opera that only aired for like 5 years, so it's easy to watch. And things don't get good until the vampire appears, and they start doing all these different types of stories with witches and satanic cults and parallel.
They had a lot of time to fill, so there's a lot of different plot that they
yeah.
Some of which is like, wow, this is real, because it's like soap opera logic, but for like a monster show, basically.
Yeah, they literally did the soap opera rapidly aging syndrome for the kids at one point. Like one kid character, not the other, not some of the kids, but like for plot purposes. But yeah, I mean, it's I enjoy it. I love it. I got my Barnabas Collins t-shirt, and people seem to enjoy it. And I actually found someone willing to do a Dark Shadows podcast with me finally. So that's great.
Yeah.
I'm excited. One more thing for me to do.
I think I wrote a theme song for you, didn't I? This seems like a long time ago, but
yeah. But yeah, that's all I got. And I'm going to keep streaming. I got a new laptop, finally. Brand new laptop, like 17 inches. I'm excited to, it's got good processor and everything. So it's when I'm animal sitting.
You guys both got 17 inches.
Oh, hey. All right, moving on. Freddy, what do you got?
Oh yeah, happy, really enjoyed this. Orange FreddyG on all the social medias. I mean, if you're in New York, I do stand up also. At some point, I'll have a show or a stream, or I'm still figuring that out. But yeah, really build it. A lot of political vertical videos. I try to keep them funny too. A lot of crapping on pro-Israel people who are crazier and just weirder than you realize. They will say anything. They will say stuff that only Nazis say. It isn't. Yeah, they're.
You'll be a good fit for this space too. That.
Yeah. I'm hoping to figure it out. But this month my mom is moving, so this is
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff.
I'm helping my mom move, which is incredible. I've never had responsibility. I don't have kids. I don't have pets. This mom move is a lot for me. But also, making a lot of video. I made some Francesca Hong videos yesterday. So nice. Okay, I need the links. I mean, if you just type @OrangeFreddyG on any social media or YouTube, I'm there. Maybe Facebook. It's FreddyG. I just got into Facebook. Like
we've had your paid protest stand-up partner in crime, Anders Lee, on before.
He's nice. He's the best. Yeah. He has the pod damn
Just
America.
think, in a year,
long time ago.
I'll be up in Jersey, and we can meet up. Woohoo!
Oh hell yeah, yeah.
All
And
the
yeah,
cool
yeah,
people
I'll introduce you.
in
North
tri-state.
Jersey DSA seems really cool. Yeah, I have a couple friends there.
Mm.
And yeah. So that, yeah, definitely doing stand. If you're anywhere near Astoria, Queens, yeah, come out on the 20th for that. But yeah, mostly just follow me and then you'll see stuff. And yeah, Instagram's the best one to see everything, but everything other ones have most of the other stuff.
Yeah, TikTok and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm big on TikTok for sure.
Big in Japan. Do you have any final thoughts on The Dark Knight?
Like I said, this ruined it. Yeah, this ruined it for me. It's a crime movie. But yeah, that's the thing is, yeah, you got to evolve. So the movie stayed the same, but I've changed. I'm not a basic bitch anymore. Yeah. I cried at the end of Mark Wahlberg's.
Left me.
Yeah, exactly. I cried at the end of Mark Wahlberg's Lone Survivor in like 2011. I thought that movie, I thought the Afghanistan war was still good then. Maybe the movie was a little bit later. I also used to, at some point, I would drink during the movie. So during Wolf of Wall Street, I drank a 6-pack. So the second half of that movie is not that good, but I thought it was hilarious. So yeah, so it's just, you're always evolving. But yeah, Nolan makes good movies. They have good endings, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the Odyssey. I barely see any movies, but I will eventually see the Odyssey, and I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, so I will probably tweet about it when I do.
All right, Kristina, final thoughts?
This is again one of those movies where you just remember where you were. I mean, there's a lot of emotions when watching it because of Heath Ledger's passing. Hello. And I think this is probably the best interpretation of the Joker. Something fresh, something new, something that's definitely not Mark Hamill or Cesar Romero or Jack Nicholson. Even though like Jared Leto, Joaquin Phoenix, did really good, but it's very different Joker. I don't think the reason why it's been so hard to have a Joker besides like Barry Keoghan, and we barely see him in the Batman, is because who can top Heath Ledger as the Joker right now, like a live action Joker? No one can.
Barry Keoghan is quite the Joker.
He really is. Maggie Gyllenhaal is definitely a step up with Rachel Dawes for sure. Yes. Cillian Murphy's cameo, great, love that. I mean, we're gonna see him again in the next one. So that's gonna be fun.
Cillian Murphy will be back in Avengers.
Exactly. That's what he'll be backing up. Just kidding. Yeah, but again, like Conan, I agree with Conan when it comes to like Nolan's political thing. He doesn't think too much into it. He just sees what's going on and was like, I could do art about it, and that's about it. So, but yeah, this is again like top like 10 comic book film for a lot of people, obviously.
top 10 of Batman throwing a dog off of a building cinema.
Yeah. Someone get these bats out of here.
Someone get these dogs out of here.
Try being a dog in Gaza. All right. Conan.
Dark, complex, unforgettable. I mean, it succeeds as probably one of the best comic book films, but also just a very thrilling crime saga. It's exhilarating, riveting, tons of great sequences. I feel like we didn't even talk about half of them. This is a very sequence-filled movie, and I think that those hold true, and those are. It makes sense to me why it's so many people's favorites, even if I don't quite share that viewpoint, but I think it is very good and placed correctly in history. Any version of the Joker is now compared against this, for good or for bad, right? And that's saying a lot, because before that it was the Jack Nicholson Joker. Everything was compared against that, so that's how good of a performance this is.
It's like everyone gets compared to Mark Hamill for voice acting too.
Sure, yeah, and for good reason. He's damn good.
Here's Joker.
Really good. It's fascinating to go through this after we did the blockbuster season as well last month, and kind of like have them all, because I feel like we're getting a lot of this. If I have anything bad to say about this, it's not even just bad. It's just you have to be on the same page as it. It's just pedal to metal the entire time. Like, it doesn't slow down even for a moment. And if you're into that kind of thing, and you, like, that's what you're in the mood for, it's great. It's a really good movie. Within Nolan's, like, if I was to rank the Christopher Nolan movies, which I have, I don't know. I like it probably about 4th or 5th, somewhere around there. But as far as Batman movies go, if not the best, darn close to it. And maybe he should have stopped after this one. But he didn't. So next week, Dark Knight Rises, everybody. Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight. He's rising.
Anyway, Freddie, thanks for coming on. This
thanks so much
was
for coming
great.
on,
Oh, thank you, Brad. Yeah. I learned a lot about the movie too. Yeah, it was it is also
Spider-Man 2 is still top of the genre for me. Me too. The Raimi Spider-Mans are great. We don't speak of 3, but yeah.
2 is so good.
It is really good.
Yeah, 3. The thing with Spider-Man 3, I remember seeing it, and it's like the first half was okay, and they just couldn't. They put too much in it. Also, it was dumb because if everyone's gonna have a superpower, then Mary Jane might as well have one too. It's like, well, she's a woman, so she doesn't have one. It was like a bit. But also, I only watched it because it came for free with my PlayStation 3. PlayStation 3 for some reason was cheaper if you bought it with that DVD. So then I
imagine being the one person doesn't have a superpower.
Yeah.
That would be relatable. I mean, that would be a good movie about a movie just focused on the one person who doesn't have a superpower.
Yeah.
I think they either made a movie or a TV show or something that was the conceit. And I obviously know tons about it, and maybe we should keep talking about it. But yeah, I was like,
are you like that world's version of like a mentally challenged guy?
Yeah.
They put you in special classes where you can't fly, you can't lift anything up heavy. That's what they teach those superhero kids.
Absolutely. So anyway,
superhero school.
Freddie, thanks for coming on, man. It's good to have you.
It was great. So Dark Knight Rises next week, back to our usual time, and then disappearing for a couple weeks. I think taking a little break. I think we've earned it at this point. And if you don't think we've earned it, F you, get out of here.
We all go to the Hamptons like Bruce Wayne. Yeah, we go
right, exactly.
Or if you guys don't have them,
he's like, your Hampton's house is ready, Mr. Wayne. And he's like, Alfred, is there any crime there? And he's like, there's no crime there, sir. And he's like, oh man, I'm gonna be so bored.
Only white collar crime, sir.
He's like, but that's the kind I do nothing about.
Exactly. That's the kind. I can't beat up dudes about that. I've tried.
What am I gonna do? Beat up an accountant?
Yeah, I'm about beating dudes up. Come on.
All right. Well, movie night extravaganza. Follow us on all the socials. Follow FreddyG, Orange FreddyG on the socials. That's all I got for you.